I had had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging E.T. in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, you know. Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. I have come, it's cold and losing my control.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the chat. where me, Joe, and Jay come on, and we just talk about everything and anything. Tonight is, well, I don't think Jay's going to be in tonight because he has company, and so it's just going to be me and Joe. And if there's anybody else out there who wants to join the podcast, just tell Joe and send us. We can send you a link to put you on. Um, I know Joe had an earlier show, the Author's Quill, so he probably is like a little tired, but he is here tonight. I just want to talk about what the hell's going on in the world today. You know what I mean? A lot of people just seem like they just want to set up Donald Trump all the time, and you know what? It's becoming old news. It really is. Um, every morning I wake up and I go to my notifications, and a lot of it has to do like YouTube and stuff like that. Well, for me, I go and I check on what's been happening, and it just seems like the Democrats lost. There's, the government shutdown, and they didn't get what they wanted. And there was a point of time where I really didn't care because I got tired of all the damn politics that was going on. But what struck me the most was how after the government reopened, all of a sudden they brought Trump and the Epstein files. And to me, I think it's just like really, really ridiculous. So what did the Democrats do? They found some lady, God bless her, she passed away, but they redacted her name on this piece, this thing that she, talked about, and they redacted her name, and the news is all over it, putting it out there, and they would never ever tell the girl's name. Okay. The Republicans, though, on the other hand, decided to call their bluff, and they actually knew who the lady was that was supposed to be there where Trump was like supposed to not have sexual affairs with her, but, just like coddling and putting his arm around her and stuff like that. Well, here, this lady, she passed away a while back. God rest her soul. And so everybody is saying, "Oh, look at Donald Trump. He's doing the Epstein files, and he's on the list." And it's like, just let it go, let it rest. I mean, I know what it's like to like get really, really pissed off at a person, but why do you need to just keep rubbing the salt in where people don't even care? And how about AOC the other day I saw on YouTube where she was telling everybody on a podcast, I think it was, that there was a lot of MAGA supporters that wanted to go over to the Socialist Party. I mean, isn't that freaking ridiculous? Because that's not going to happen. Not the MAGA people, It's just, they lie. And, I'm not really big into the politics. Like on Friday night on News on the Flip Side, we got the elections coming up, the midterms. So we're going to be talking a lot about our, excuse me, we're going to be talking about the polls, and I enjoy doing that, talking about the polls. But, I just look at the other stuff, to where, wow, unbelievable that people still want to like torch this guy, Donald Trump, and then they shouldn't. They lost the election. I mean, what more do they want us to do? What more do they want? I mean, is it gratification for them? Do you actually think they're going to change a lot of people's minds now? and come up with all this sort of bullshit that they got going on? I don't think so. I don't think so. I just think they're a bunch of assholes over there that just want to like a bunch of shit everybody and like fear people, fear the shit out of them. And there's my man, Mr. Joe Montaldo. How are you tonight, sir?
Yeah, baby, how you doing? Let me get where I can actually see you. Yay! Okay. I can see you again. What happened to Jay?
He has company this weekend, so he don't think he's going to be on tonight. That's what he told me. Yeah. So you got me, man. You got me.
Cool.
So at the beginning, I was just talking about how after, when they opened up the government, that the Democrats and all the so-called news outlets are trying to put, Trump on that Epstein list again. And the paper that they came out with where the girl was saying, the one that passed away,
Yeah.
And the Democrats, they retracted her, you know what I mean? They redacted her name. The news and everybody else was not like mentioning her name, but the Republicans caught on, you know what I mean? And they just came out and said who the lady was.
Yeah, because they didn't want to say it because that takes away from the narrative. If the woman's already said it never happened, then it's just that's their way of getting out. Saying, but if you do it their way, then you don't know that somebody's already had been talked to about this and that they'd already cleared Trump of this.
Right. It's just so stupid, Joe. Why can't they just let it go? Hey, Mitch, good to see you.
Because they need something after that shutdown. They lost the shutdown. They need something to take your mind off the shutdown.
Wow.
Yeah, so
it's
that's
just
what they're
insane. Dude, it's just insane. Then they're spreading the rumors that J.D. Vance's wife is pissed off at her husband because the hug that he gave Charlie Kirk's wife was just a little too close for comfort. And now that's big in the news. You know what I mean? I mean, people that I don't understand why people are so damn desperate. Just cause a ruckus. You know what I mean?
Because they got their asses kicked. And they're trying to, they need somehow to save face, but they can't figure out anything to save face with.
Right. Okay.
The more they do it, the further they dig yourself in the hole. You're just having an issue getting out of that hole because, frankly, number one, no one trusts the Democrats anymore.
Right.
And it's like this thing with the Epstein list. Okay. First off, now they're saying Bill Clinton was never on the island, even though he was on the airplane 27 times.
Right.
They're trying to say he was never on the island, even though Epstein had a picture of him in a dress hanging over his house, but he was never on the island. That's just outright bullshit is what that is. Hey, look, it's Crinkety old Jay. What you doing, baby?
Yeah, look at Doomsday Jay Ross. What's up,
What's
man?
happening?
How much did you have to pay the wife off to come on tonight?
Oh, not much. I just had a couple of days, a couple of games with a few buddies of mine from high school.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
High school. What the hell was that?
Oh, it was this thing we had to do to comply with the man back in the 80s.
Oh, okay. The man told you.
Okay. So Mish says, don't trust anything grubby meant anymore. We don't trust government no more. And Sally says, hey guys, lots of free online therapy to help you with your denial. Oh, there's my girl. There's my girl.
We got we got a show on mental health coming up in a couple of weeks.
Oh, do we?
Yes.
Yep.
What kind of show?
Mental health.
Ah, cool.
Yes.
I'll be your star guest.
I figure we bring on each one of our hosts since they're all fucking whack.
Yeah, we are, dude. Yeah, we are.
I told Michelle in the beginning when we got together, I said, make sure all of our hosts are butt fuck crazy.
We are.
She's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. She said, okay. She said, well, I'm not. I said, oh, yes, you are, baby. Don't try to deny it. Don't try to deny it, honey.
The first sign of being crazy is denying the facts. So
that's right. Don't try to hide it. We know you're crazy. It's like the rest of us. Kimberly, Amelia seen her last week. She was off this week. No, she's been going through a little health issues. That's all. I think so. She's just working it through. She's been slowly coming back to hosting. Yeah, she's been hosting on Wednesday nights. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's. I'm glad to hear that. I am glad to hear that. Kind of miss her on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, it's but you know, you got to do what you got to do when you got, you know how life is. Life likes to mess with you. Oh my
that's
God.
why he wears two glasses. That's why he wears two sets of
that's right,
on his head.
No, I wear two sets of sunglasses. So I don't have to watch my shiny bald ass head reflecting my.
Joe wants to look smarter than the guest. Ah!
Oh, no, I really just don't like being all shiny. That's all.
I don't see your baldness as shininess, man.
Yeah,
no, it's not that. It's not you. It's the camera. So, like if I'm doing Ancient Aliens, first thing they do, get the makeup out in the palette and start patting on the top of my head.
Really?
So yeah, because it's not. It reflects the camera light.
Okay.
So over the years, I had noticed certain reflections. So I said, I'll just put the glasses on because I'm not gonna put makeup on my head. So I'll just put the glasses up there. And, what's that, Jimmy? I just got a shiny ass bald head. What can I say? Wait till I shave it all off, man. Then it'll be shiny.
You know, Mitch, wear a hat.
Wear a hat.
Hats are for gay people. It's I don't Jimmy, before you get started, I don't mean gay people as in, you know, wanting to do other sex. I mean gay people as happy, goofy people. Because that's what the word was originally was. I can't help you people co-opted it, but that's what the word usually meant, happy.
Tinfoil hat.
No, I got one. I can go down and make one, put it on, but no, not tonight. Not tonight. I just really having a hard time.
It's going to take you a while. You might as well just. What is this? This Christmas, Halloween? What do you mean Halloween?
Halloween. 349 days.
Jay is on crack, man.
Jay, come on, man. How much did the aliens pay you to put that up?
There's Thanksgiving. 11 days.
How much?
11 days of Thanksgiving.
Pay you, Jay?
They didn't pay me anything. If they'd paid me something, I'd be a lot more richer.
Man,
look at that.
dude.
39 days until Christmas.
You're high, dude. You're high.
Yes, I am. I just finished playing games with my buddies from high school.
Oh my God.
He's not
46 until the new year.
Hey, yeah, here's a question we can talk about. What do you expect 2026 to look like?
I think there's going to be a lot of the same. I think in February, when the Democratic, when the CR resolution runs out, the Democrats are going to hold the government hostage again.
You think?
I think so. Yeah.
That would be double. That'd be like suicide for them, don't you think?
They're already committing career suicide right now. They're eating each other alive. Listen to them.
Yeah, but now they got the Epstein thing to get behind.
Mm-hmm.
And so they can all jump on board. That problem is, though, the one about the girl, they know who the girl is. The girl's dead now, but she's already gave testimony that her and Trump never had nothing. Trump was always a perfect gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And the only other
thing is
the fact that she died, her last testimony becomes her deathbed testimony. It cannot be, questioned or taken out. I don't think.
But it's so damn stupid. But I like what the Republicans did is that they brought the girl's name out.
They had to, because they were just running around like there was no way to get a testimony from this girl, or they were high, didn't know. It's already been out.
I mean, but I'll tell you who I'm surprised is that I've been watching some CNN, and what happened to them, Joe? Did the special miracle fairy dust sprinkle upon them? Because
they've been really weird. No, they've been really weird. So they haven't taken up for Trump a lot, but they also been being assholes. So they brought on the girl who said she was Epstein's girlfriend. So she said she was Epstein's girlfriend. Now she was a professional model. This wasn't a kid. There was no minor stuff. This was his woman. He used to bring his woman over to the house so Trump could grope her. That's what the girl said on CNN.
How much they pay her?
I don't know. And then one of the other CNN put a list out of what she says every lie Trump told. So they're trying to be fair and balanced. They're trying to be like Fox. They're trying to be fair and balanced now.
Is that because they're under new ownership?
Yeah, and the guy the editor, he's not a liberal. He's not really conservative either, but he's not a liberal, so he's not all into.
Well, if you've been watching Fox though lately, they're not really fair and balanced. They're extremely skewed towards the right side of the liberal edge of the ticket there, and they're all
Who
of them,
you've been
except
watching?
for one or two of them are Republican.
Who you've been watching?
That well, a lot
I've
of
been watching their whole lineup: Gutfeld,
Yeah.
Waters, the Five, all of it. Hannity.
They
They all. I mean, and they all four of their shows. They play the same stuff over and over. You know, they'll take the same clips and from show to show, they'll just keep, hammering the same idea.
Just like CNN and MSNBC.
No, what I've noticed with
They're
Fox
becoming
is,
biased, is what I'm saying. They're starting.
No, they've always been biased. They've always been right biased. Now they're getting a little left biased. They when Rupert let the kid take over, it became a little bit more lefty. You'll notice that they show all the Democrats' speeches and lectures and everything else is on Fox now.
Oh yeah,
you hear it in your entirety. There's not even any commentary after it. It's just letting the Democrats say what they want to say to all of those Republicans. Remember, Fox is the biggest cable news network around by far. It's like 3 times the size of anybody else.
The #1 news network as well in the polls.
Yeah. So as far as listenership goes, I mean, NBC and ABC and CBS have a big chunk of the regular news, but nothing when it comes to cable news. I mean, all top 10 shows are theirs. They all belong. The only matter of fact, the only show to even break the top 10 ever was Rachel Mad Cow Maddow.
Yeah,
and
she's at CNN now, isn't she?
She's still at MSNBC.
Oh, she's MSNBC. Okay, yeah.
And well, it's not even MSNBC more; it's MS Now.
Yeah. MS
Are you
now.
serious?
Yeah, MS Now. NBC
How'd
got
that
rid
happen?
of it.
How'd
Because
that
NBC
happen?
said, "Fuck you, you're out of here."
Really?
NBC considered them liable, yeah. And ABC's on the View saying, "Look, you're starting to make us liable." I mean, both these companies paid out. I mean, CBS paid out ABC's paid out $60 million. CBS paid out $25 million. I think NBC paid out $24 million. They don't want to keep paying Trump because their hosts can't, act like normal people.
Yeah, and BBC is about to be paying $5 or $6 million to Trump.
And then I noticed I had people yesterday writing on here, "Oh, Trump's a rapist, Trump's this." I noticed Facebook. Well, people must have been complaining, but they were tossing them. You can't say that. That's discrimination, defamatory. So they were tossing them.
Sally says socialists will be here to comfort you when you can't make any more excuses for Trump because we
Let's
care
call it
about
duck and
everyone's
cow, though. They're not
What do you mean?
socialists. They're communists.
They're not going to be socialists. Yeah,
They're communists.
They're communists.
Not socialists. The plans that these two left wing idiots in Seattle and New York. I don't know the chick's name in Seattle, but the plans that they intend to put in, they're going to try and tax, or try to grab hold of rich people's holdings and use that money to pay for their schemes.
So this tells you how this is going to work. There's 2 other mayors going to try to get in Minnesota, by the way. But let me tell you how this is actually going to work. So Amazon's already leaving New York.
660 jobs.
So yesterday, CNN put out a thing. So there's 125 billionaires in New York, and I think like 5,000, 7,000 millionaires or something. 25% of them already said they are leaving the state. Another 25% said they're taking their businesses out of downtown New York and putting them in the suburbs, so they don't have to pay the taxes. So what?
Amazon pulled all the way out.
But then they're only. That's what I said. 25% of the other ones are pulling out. They're already on their way out. And then you've got another 25% leaving the city, which is what Amazon is actually doing, is leaving the city for another city, but they're still in New York. They're just not in New York City. They're outside of New York City. So,
so you're like saying you're saying that they might move up into Albany?
They're moving
No.
Yeah.
They're probably going to go to New Jersey.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to go to New Jersey because New Jersey ain't in the best standing with people.
Yeah, that's
right
true
now,
too.
So, but they don't want to be associated with Mbambi over there. They, no one can understand how New York elected a Muslim after a Muslim blew up the Twin Towers. No one in this country can. When it was polled, 89% of Americans are like, "What the fuck is wrong with New York?"
Yeah, I'm shocked.
So they were polling the other day. So did y'all know that 55% of women want to leave the country, don't want to live here?
Really?
55%. Only 19% of men said that, but 55% of women did. So I was
What's
talking
the age group, though? I mean, let's be
18 to 45.
Wow.
Yeah. So the guy who was doing the poll finally in the end, he goes, he said, I have to mention this. The majority of these women are liberal women. He said, I haven't really talked to any conservatives that said they want to leave the country, and for that matter, really any independence. And he said, all the Hispanics I met said, we just got here. Why would we leave? So it's really just the liberal women. But he said, whoever put the poll out originally didn't skew it right. They just put the poll out as 54% of American women. And this is only it's changed just in 2 years. The last time they did it was 1 in 5. Now it's 2 in 5. And so I'm like, don't let the door hit you in the ass, because you know what? There's a lot of women coming to our country.
Yeah.
A lot of women coming from Asia, a lot of women coming from Europe. So look,
Ukraine, because there's war.
You know what, ladies, you especially you crazy blue haired women, go live in the Middle East where you think it's safe for gays and women. Yeah, go over there and live for a while.
Go to downtown Iran right now.
I've seen a lot of YouTube where people interview gay people and lesbians and stuff like that, and they're all for Palestine. And when they're confronted with saying, you can get killed over there or throwing off, a roof, it just, they don't want to listen. I don't know. Is our society that bad? Did the colleges really teach or put this into people's minds that we are a bad country?
Of course, not just them. The media and the Democrats have done this. This is mostly a Democrat doing here. Think of this. I was watching Omar today saying that all white men should be watched and profiled daily and should be escorted around the country because they're responsible for all the deaths in the world. Now, she should be kicked out of college. I mean, out of Congress for that. That's a completely racist statement. I don't even know how she's allowed to stay in Congress.
What exactly did she say?
She said that all white men should be killed.
Really? Yeah.
She said all white men are racist. They need to be profiled and tagged and followed at all times. They're responsible for all the deaths in the world. That's what she said. Now, the Congress is supposed to have some type of moral fucking values. Obviously, they don't, because this woman should have been kicked out. And then after what Kennedy posted of AOC saying, oh, he should be taken out, he shouldn't be allowed to speak, free speech don't apply to conservatives, he should be killed. Really? What the fuck she's still doing in Congress?
Yeah,
that's incite to kill somebody. That's actually a crime in this country.
Yeah. What about that guy Jay Jones? He said the same thing. He said take 2 bullets, put them in that guy's head, and then kill his. Then he wanted to watch his opponent's children die in the lap of their mother. I mean, what kind of sickos are we putting?
Because you don't know, right? Republicans are fucking cowards. That's what the problem is. Republicans are cowards. I mean, it's like when they brought Comey up on charges. Did you see the 1-sheet piece of paper they did on Comey? That was ridiculous. If that's what they were going to do, they shouldn't even fucking bother. That was just stupid. That made Pam Bondi and all the rest of them look like fucking rookies is what that did. I mean, really, this guy's gotten all kind of shit. We know he's talking with Brennan and everything else, and you're going to charge him on something he might even get tossed out because Trump said he wanted him looked at. I mean, really.
Wow.
It's why are we up there, saying this? Why isn't Mark Johnson and what's his name from the Senate going, what the fuck? This can't be allowed. This needs to be we need to impeach her. She needs to be brought up on impeachment. They got the votes to get her on impeachment. They might not get enough to pass them, but the country would realize after hearing they say that all them white people wouldn't vote for Democrats, and they can't win without white people, period. That's half their vote. The other half is...
Mish is right. She said the whole Western world is up shit creek without a paddle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the liberal world is. And conservative world, like, fuck y'all. They're not putting up with it anymore. They're just not. And the world's going conservative. They're moving away from liberalism because liberalism is sick. It's like we all been hearing about global warming. So I'm watching the summit in Brazil, right? First off, Newsom's up there speaking, and they're looking at Newsom like, what the fuck are you doing here? The one lady, the press, the Rio press asked him, she said, what are you here for? You don't represent the United States. You cannot speak on behalf of the United States. She said, wouldn't that be considered a crime if you spoke for the president of the United States on climate control? So this is a meeting for the presidents and the leaders who can make a decision. She said, you're not going to be president. That's just how she said, you're not going to be president in 2028. She said, why are you here? Trying to just boost your ego? I mean, she tore his ass up and he's sitting there like, he's like a deer in headlights when you corner him. He don't know what to do. So he'll never be president. He's another Kamala Harris. But The only Democrat I know right now that has a shot to be president is Shapiro. And
Well, you know what? He's not. Well, he's. I don't know, Joe. He's not really well liked now here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I don't think he can get the backing of the party. If the party got behind him, yeah, okay, he could be a good fight against Vance and whoever Vance picks. But I think that the party's going to, unfortunately, it's going to be a primary between Kamala, AOC, and Newsom.
Okay, Shapiro has the vote. If he runs, he'll beat out Kamala, and he'll beat out AOC, and he'll beat out.
He's got to get the backing of the party. He's got to start.
He's already got the backing of the party. He just don't. He won't say he'll run. They asked him the last 2 elections, and he basically said no.
Is that because? Is that why? Because and I'm not being racist here, but is that because he's Jewish?
Maybe it is. I don't know, but everybody wanted to know.
I think it's because he sees the party becoming a shit show, and he don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, that might be it. He might just not want to be part of this party. I mean, you've had a lot of members of the Democrats. That's like AOC's running around telling everybody that she has conservatives coming up and asking her to be socialist. Really? I wrote on her page, I said, you fucking lying bitches. If they wanted to be a socialist, they'd just go be a socialist. They don't have to ask your permission, AOC. I said, boy, that ego is out of fucking control, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, thanks to the news, because they keep telling her that AOC runs the Democratic Party now.
Yeah, and you know what? The Democratic Party don't like that shit. They're like, fuck you. They're tired of it. See, they got a big problem any way it goes. Pretty soon, they got to make some decisions on who's going to do what and who's going to run
right now, that's what I'm saying. There's an internal civil war for power over the party. And right now, the vocal parts are the AOCs and the Mamdanis and those.
And if you're going to let
extreme left-leaning liberals.
If you're going to let Akeem Jeffries run your party, you're doomed.
He's another delusional idiot.
You're doomed because AOC don't have any real power. She don't even really
no, but she is vocal and she does. I mean, she's a little tiny. If anybody in the party is going to call anyone Hitler, it's her. She's a little Latin Hitler. She can rally troops behind her.
Have you noticed you haven't really been hearing him call him Hitler anymore?
Yeah, they stopped.
I think he brought a lawsuit against him, and because I know originally the first judge told him, "Oh, you can't bring a lawsuit for that," and then the appellate court said, "Yes, he can. You can't go around saying that shit." And that was a Democratic judge. It's like the Clinton judge. So we've been hearing the Democrats, Trump just, Epstein this. So come to find out, so Mike Johnson had put a vote together a while back to get all the Epstein files released. Democrats voted no. So yesterday they said, okay, we need to do this, get all this out. So Mike said, let's just vote now. It'll pass and we can release everything and do it all at one time. The Democrats said no.
Nope.
Voted no. Y'all know why they voted no? Because they need time. They need time to get this Epstein stuff out there. Because the more you get
No. They need time to tell the people who's going to be going to jail to get to a country of non you can't get
they need time to get this Epstein stuff in the people's head about Trump. That's what they need. They need that time. If they don't, it's just going to go past. The news cycle is too fast. So if they just jump to the next thing, this is going to go to the wayside. No matter what they do, it's just going to go to the wayside, and that's not what they want. That's why they didn't initially release the girl's name, even though they had the name. They didn't release it. They redacted her name, and the media's redacted her name. But CNN did say this is bullshit. This woman's already given testimony that Trump didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then there's another problem because Maxwell said that Epstein never talked to her about Trump while he was in prison. And that's supposedly where this email came from while he was in prison. And then somebody at the prison got in trouble. A bunch of them got fired because they let her emails out, which they weren't supposed to do either. They fired like 4 guards at the prison where she's at now.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, this is just all of this is bullshit, and that's why the Democrats released it the way they did. They said, okay, we're not going to put the victim's name out because the victim's already cleared Trump. So you can't get no traction if it's already cleared. If every time they say, well, Epstein said it was this, and then somebody tells you, well, no, the girl already said it wasn't Trump. Trump didn't do anything. And then there's the other problem for the Democrats. If you keep pushing the narrative that Trump knew, And Trump just decides to say, you know what? All right, I did know. That's the reason I threw him out of Mar-a-Lago, and I'm the one that turned him into the police in 2018. Now, are you happy? So then what are Democrats going to do? They're going to be fucked. They're going to be like, because there's been a leak from one of his friends that he's the one that turned Epstein in 2018 was Trump. So how can he be the pedophile if he's turning the guy in?
Right, because
By the prison guard show, yeah.
Because Trump would go down with Epstein if he did that.
Well, I mean, but also since they had these
Thanks,
files
Sherry.
all through, they had these files all through Obama's administrations. They had it through all of Trump's first, and then they lost control of them during Biden's administration, and then they, you know, the whole time they were saying let's open them, and then now they lose control of it, and everyone wants to open them. They're like, no. You know, what is it? I mean, if anyone, we can call them, you know, the Democratic Party. They're the party of, you know, pancakes, because they keep flipping on every goddamn, you know, issue that either affects them directly or it hides, you know, it has some kind of, you know, criminal aspect to it for them.
No, Sally, I have not studied psychology. I have no meaning to study it at all. My psychology is what I see and what I hear, and I make my own decisions. If I'm a psychopath, then I guess I'm a psychopath. But no, I don't study psychology at all. Don't need to.
If you call sitting at the mall and watching people do idiot stuff all day long while they're doing their shopping, I've studied psychology, but not in the clinical sense.
You know, so I don't know. It just, you can talk to me and tell me what you think and how you feel and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You know, why don't, you know, I was saying.
Yes, Sally, I have.
PPS. You know what I mean? I have a saying. It's like, I will respect what you believe in, but please respect what I believe in. Don't step on my fucking toes. Don't.
I will stomp them bitches. Come here, put them toes out here.
Yeah. So no real.
I think we're all pretty well. You know, I mean, like I said, I've observed, you know, people, the way they behave, and it's, you know, it's atrocious the way some of us act throughout. You know,
I'm so egomaniac,
Sally. I've worked in customer service for close to 30 years.
Yeah,
I see it all the time.
I've been on the front lines of retail during COVID. I mean, people would get mad at us. I worked in I'll just say it's a big box home improvement store. And for the whole 2 years of COVID, we were out of toilet paper, paper towels, and most of the cleaning products, particularly those cleaning products relegated mainly for bathroom cleaning. We were out of them. The companies couldn't keep up enough to make the paper products and cleaning products to keep the bathrooms clean. Why? Because people were idiots and panicking and overbuying the stuff. So we had to put, you know, strictures on it, one package of this and that and the other thing for each person. And then with people come and look at the shelf and there's no paper towels. They're like, why is there no paper towels? I'm like, well, we can't get any. And they're like, they would get mad at us. Well, I'm just going to go to the other place. Like, it's supposed to make my ears bleed. So what? Go to another store and find it. If you find what you need there, that doesn't hurt me at all, because everybody needs these things, you know. You know, why be mean to me? I thought everybody bought them. I'm just the guy who puts the shit on the shelf for you, asshole.
Right,
you know?
Mish. Oh yeah, well, Mish got it right. Control a virus was pushed by fear. Of course it was.
Absolutely.
Okay, Sally says that's a biased perspective, though. Behavioral issues are amplified in public, like Jay is saying, but do you really understand what's underneath the issues? What do I have to do, Sally? Put him on a chair and bring him in the office and talk to him like a psychologist?
Yeah, no, I mean...
I mean, how am I supposed to know? I just see what I see.
So
I hear what I hear.
The COVID thing, though, was that the people didn't. I mean, this is the actual behavioral analysis I found. Nobody followed the rules, and the rules in Maryland at that time were you cannot go out for anything unless it's related to your job, getting food, going to medical appointments, pet appointments, pet medical appointments, and or walking your dog through the neighborhood. Those are about the only things you could leave your house for. Those 4 or 5 things, period. We had people lining up at the stores. They put strictures on our door. We could only allow 200 people in the store at one time. We'd have to have people standing in line outside the store because they weren't following the rules. what happened is that everyone just did whatever they wanted anyway. It was ridiculous. And then everyone had like a banner we had like this little card on our thing that said, please stand 6 feet away from me when you talk to me. And anytime we would say, excuse me, can I help you? Everyone, if they were wearing a mask, would immediately rip the mask off of their face, step into yours and go like Sylvester, yeah, can you help me with this? You know, it was ridiculous.
And God help you if you coughed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
holy cow.
Oh my God, yeah, if you cough, man, I mean, you were like a leper, dude. You're like a leper. I went through that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, especially with the food. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I don't know. But that's how I see it. Everybody, you know, I talk ghost. You know, I talk spiritual, stuff like this. When I'm on the chat, I can talk about whatever in the fuck I want to talk about, and I will have my own opinions on how I feel about things. Now, when it comes to Sunday and Tuesday nights, totally just, you know, it's different. You know, I'm a different person then. But tonight, I can actually express how I feel. And so far, what I spoke about tonight is how I feel. I think this world is going to hell. I think people are ignorant.
Yeah,
people don't give a fuck. People don't give a fuck about other people.
Mm-mm.
All they care about is themselves. It's wrong. It's wrong. Sally says this is relevant, Sean. Psych issues and hauntings, unhealed shit leading to people not moving on.
Mm-hmm.
True. But I get to speak how I want to speak, Sally. I love you to dear. I love you to death, Sally. You know, you're like one of my listeners, you know. But I just have to say, tonight, I'm just going off because I think the world's going to hell and how I feel. You know?
Yeah, my friends and I, while we were talking about, we were just playing games, we were talking about stuff in between games and whatnot. You know, everyone kept saying, you know, and they still are in most of the news media, what's going to kick off, you know, World War III. So here's your doomsday segment, Sean. I'm, you know, just a prediction, and I hope it doesn't come true. But if China is going to keep going the way it's going with the rare earth magnets and trying to mine off of the moon, I think that might cause a conflict between the U.S. and China. The U.S. is definitely going to stop them from mining the moon, 100%. And if they start choking off the rare earth minerals, you know, America might act militarily. So I'm thinking the next space race might be the next catalyst for starting World War III.
Well, the next space race is going to be the next Middle East, is what it's going to be.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
So there won't be a need to be a fight. The moon is a big place with lots of helium-3. We can go here. They can go there. Russia and China are building a base there. They're putting a nuclear reactor on the moon, and they're going to mine helium-3. Elon Musk is putting a colony there. We're putting a thing there. We're going to mine helium-3. So what America should have done, and they didn't, was back in the 70s, they should have put a little bitty outpost, 15 or 20 of them, different places around the moon, and say, okay, we now own the moon because we claimed the territory in these areas.
But I thought we weren't. I thought we're, you know, no country owns the moon. I thought you
technically nobody's supposed to own the moon, but that doesn't mean you can't stake a claim and say it's mine. Because when we go to Mars, there's going to be claim stake. We're not just going to go around and say, okay, we did all this work and you can have this territory. That's not going to happen. It's going to be the same way with the moon. You know, we're just not going to do that.
Mish says if they take all the helium-3 out of the moon, it won't float anymore.
Yeah,
Sally, I know you didn't, honey. I'm just not in a good mood tonight.
Well, at least now we know it's not made out of cheese.
You know, you ain't been in the middle of it yet.
How do you know? Oh, wait, no. Jay, from the...
I heard it was a cross of ricotta and mozzarella in the center. Yes, it's like a ball of ricotta, you know, with mozzarella wrapped around.
Is it fried in breadcrumbs and Italian spices?
No. It's just raw like that. It ain't been cooked.
Well,
yet.
You know what? Why don't you just jump on a freaking rocket, go out to the moon, and see if there's cheese on it, Jay? What do you think? Let's do it. They just jump
Pretty
on a
sure there
rocket and go.
isn't, John. Pretty sure it's covered in rocks.
You sure? There could be cheese under them rocks, you know.
Linda said, "Y'all guys are morons. It's a spaceship."
We are.
Oh, so they agree
it
with
is a spaceship.
That I'm a moron or that it's a spaceship.
What's he say? Must have been
too much
close.
to repeat. too much to repeat. All right, Jay, you're not allowed to put that Halloween up there no more, man.
No, Jay, no.
Jay keeps
Mish
telling
says,
Halloween.
nah, Easter Bunny lives in the moon and makes Easter eggs up there. That's possible, Mish.
That's why it smells like sulfur, I guess.
Very good, Sherry. She's staying on Earth. Much prettier. It is prettier. That's the only nice thing I know about our United States is in Canada and everything is so beautiful. Here in Pennsylvania, my God, when the leaves change,
who do
it's
you
gorgeous.
think most mass shootings? What race
What's
does
that?
the most? What race does the most?
I'll say white people.
White people.
White men.
White men between, I'd say, 18 and 45.
35 and 45.
35 and 45. Okay.
Yeah, that's the majority of them. Now, that don't mean that they're not teenagers and stuff, because we know there's a
There's
bunch
two
of them
teenagers
too.
that did it.
Yeah, there's a few of them, so we know those exist too. But in the thing, and it is Democrat 11-1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So why is it everyone thinks that all the Republicans are mega, warmongering rednecks?
Nobody thinks that, but the liberals.
So Democrats do.
That's the liberals, and not all the Democrats do. Only the lefty progressive liberals think
Yes,
that.
that's probably partially true too.
I have heard many Democrats say you should not refer to them as deplorables or this, that, other thing. They're American citizens. I mean, I've heard many Democrats say that.
You see that, Joe? You see that? There we go.
They
love Halloween. Sherry's allowed to love Halloween.
Halloween's a gay holiday.
No, then she has to get me some pictures of mooses.
It's a gay holiday.
Oh, wait, here you go. Sherry got a quick question. She goes, "Do you think MK Ultra has anything to do with the mass shootings?"
I don't know. I think MK Ultra is about done these days.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, I don't rule out anything. We do think that there's something going on because out of the blue, like this kid that shot Charlie Kirk, he just all of a sudden
I don't think he shot him, dude. I don't think he shot him.
He shot him, and he took a polygraph. He admitted it and took a polygraph. He shot him.
Well, did they give him a paraffin test to see if he had gunshot powder on his face and hands?
They tested him for everything. They found his fingerprints on the gun. And then the gun had the bullets were in the gun with the bullet that killed the guy.
And they were written on, weren't they?
Yeah, they were written on, and then spent shell was definitely fired from that gun. So it's
did they find the spent casing?
Yeah, I think they found everything.
Hey Jay, I sent you the song for the first break coming up. Okay. In your messenger. Gotcha. All right, cool. I don't know. I've been like really angry lately. And
well, another strange statistic was, you just said 11-1 Democrats versus Republicans, I guess, or independents on the mass shootings. On the last 5 assassination type shootings, where trans was involved.
Yeah. So the Charlie Kirk shooting, the guy wasn't a trans, but he was dating a trans. He was dating a trans in transition, actually, is what he was doing. And they brought the trans in. So I'm not exactly sure what went down with that, but they brought them in because they said it or she might be getting charged because they knew he was planning on doing this, which makes him an accessory because they didn't say anything about it. So if his girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it was, would have said something, Charlie would still be alive. And this guy would have been in a nut house and not going to jail for life.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
Go ahead, John.
It just with this whole Charlie Kirk assassination, there's more players in this. There's more theories, and I don't know who to believe.
But stop for a minute and think about this, Sean. What assassination that's happened in the world? Period. There wasn't conspiracies around.
Right.
So show me just one that was just simple that everybody said, okay, that's what happened. Well, no doubt that's what happened. And there is none. There is none because people always have to add, this is why I give the girls such a hard time. It's also why I keep 6 or 7 good friends that are big time conspiracy people. Because one, about 80% of the time they're wrong. But unfortunately for us, 20% of the time they're right. So I'm always listening to the conspiracies to think which one is even possible that could possibly be going on that we should be watching out with, because Amelia keeps me up on a lot of stuff. Laura Lee keeps me up on a lot of stuff. Martha keeps me up on a lot of stuff. Jimmy keeps me up on a lot of stuff. And what's interesting to me is there's 7 of them all together. And what happens is I'll get all this different stuff and I'll be reading it and listening to it and asking them about it. And then every now and then, 5 or 7 of them will send me the same thing with things circled the same way. Like, hey, so when I get those, I know I got something because I got all of their attentions at one time. So then I'll look into it, and generally it turns out to be a real phenomenon. Well, I remember when I was told, to answer my friend Jack's question, I left the Liberal Party a long time ago because they had become like MOVE-On. There was no truth involved. Anything that went in never came out. It was just sad. And I got tired of every time somebody opened their mouth, there was lying. Oh, no, I'm not saying MOVE-On lies every time they open their mouth. I was talking about the Democrats. They just got to the point where every time they were opening their mouth, they were lying. The problem is at the time, the Republicans weren't any better. So that's why I became a centrist. I tried the independent, but I didn't like the independent thing because I don't feel like independents stand for anything.
No, they don't. They just say, okay, I'm going to pick you, and that's it.
So that's why I'm...
Mitch said our Port Arthur shooting, this is in Australia, one guy took the fall, a young bloke, changed our gun laws. Now it's coming out how much the grubby mint was a part of it all.
Mish, I just had a guest on tonight. Thomas Slee is from Melbourne. He was just on the show just a little while ago, actually. We were talking. He's going to be flying into LA with us this year, early next year, I should say. Because he's a first place winner for Writers of the Future.
Awesome,
he's a nice guy.
That's cool. We're good to have a
we've had a lot of winners from Australia. And what's great is, Mitch, is they fly these people in. Boom, doesn't cost them anything. They put them up at a hotel downtown Hollywood, usually on Hollywood Boulevard or right next to Hollywood Boulevard, high-end hotel. They introduced them all kind of famous people, all kind of rich people, all kind of people with movies and stuff. And they learned how to be a better illustrator or author for 7 or 8 days while they're there. The only thing they don't pay for is they do put out a lot of food in case you're one of them broke, starving artists, but they don't pay for your food and they don't pay for your tux or your gown because there's a formal gala event at the end of the thing. And it's formal. It's black tie only. So you've got to be in a full gown and the guys have got to be in a tux. And I wear last time I didn't wear a tux. It looked like a tux, but it wasn't a tux. That's a formal black
suit. Hey, can you see me and Jay wearing a tux?
That would be good in a tux. Did Preston Dennett? There's a picture of Preston and I at the gala event about 2 years back. He's in a tux. And
well, I'm retiring soon, man. I might go out there and join you on one of these trips.
What's that, Carolyn? I have you should always come in. You'd love it. What's that? I have 2. Well, I have a tux, and then I have 2 formal suits. I have about 8 suits or 9 suits and 2 jackets, but about 4 of them suits don't fit my fat ass anymore. So.
Do you remember the leisure suits we wore back in the 70s?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. Big wide lapels and flood pants. Really
Y'all can't see me doing my disco right now, but I'm doing some disco at the moment. Pointing that thing at the air.
Are we doing a break?
Yeah, somebody take us to break. And
all right, we're ready. I mean,
it's a break, my baby. Take me to break.
Where am I? Yeah, it's up. All right, if we're ready, I'll hit play.
This dude can play a guitar. I would like, maybe one day, Sally, we will.
Mama, don't let your babies be dickheads.
Just listen to him play this guitar. Gee, this song gives me chills. Thank you, Sherry. This is the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. The Dukes playing "Oh Holy Night." Listen to that, Jay.
Pretty good. I've seen them in concert.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for playing that, Jay.
Okay, somebody get the EpiPen out.
They are awesome. And they are. All right, I'm ready for Christmas, everybody. Who's ready for Christmas? That just pumps me up, man. That pumps me up a lot. It really does. I don't know. I've seen him I saw him about 7 or 8 times, and you know what? Each time I see him, they get better and better all the time. So yes, Sally, very, very nice. Sherry, thank you for sending the good vibes. I don't know. I'm definitely ready for Christmas. Once I start hearing Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I'm telling you, I'm there. I'm waiting for it. I think the other dudes are just like getting something to eat or doing their potty breaks or whatever. But I don't know. Before they come back, I just want to say that I just hope that 2026 brings a lot more nicer things to people, and you all know that by watching my show, how I always have that one, that one wish that nobody fights, no one argues, no one kills nobody, no one does nothing stupid for just one day. And I've been saying that for the last, 5.5, close to 6 years now on this platform. And I want it to happen. I want it to happen very much. I don't know how you feel.
It would be good. There is I don't know if it still is, but last week earlier this week, I think the Mega Millions was 900 million. And I think
somebody won. Somebody won.
Wow.
Yeah, they won it today.
Damn.
Okay, I'm going to post this question to you guys. The hell would you do with all that money?
That's not as much money.
What would you do with all that money?
But you're not going to get that much money.
The cash payout was like 461 million, but I would just sit back and relax. Maybe buy a company that I wanted to make successful. That would be about it.
How about you, Joe?
Well, no, it's not even 460 million. Half, you only get half on the payout, and then half of that you got to pay to Uncle Sam. You got to pay luxury tax.
No. If you take the cash payout, they take the tax out of it. You would have pocketed 461 million.
Oh, because last time when that $2 billion, the guy won that $2 billion, he got 850,000.
No, that's what they're telling you. If I had wanted, after taxes, I would have pocketed 461 million to give the cash payout. Otherwise, it's 900 million over the course of your lifetime until you die, and then when you die, it stops paying.
Ooh, they must have changed something then, because when they were talking, when the guy was on a couple of weeks ago talking about it, he said if you take the cash, you get half the cash. And he said, then you pay your taxes. He said, but they take half right off the top because
it's actually like 42%, and that's what you get. You whatever the jackpot is, just divide it by 42%. That's what you will pocket. That includes taking it off the tax for the government.
Yeah, well, Uncle Sam, because on any luxury tax, they get half. They can take half, just bam. It doesn't matter how much money it is.
I think on most lotteries it's like 38%. So if you win like the
it's
lottery,
a shitload of money, man.
Well, wait, that's just the Fed. That's not the state. You still got to pay state tax unless you live in a state that like Texas or Florida that don't have state tax. So you're still going to pay a big chunk of. So if you get $460 million, you're going to pay another $46 million to the state.
So why?
And then you got to pay. And then you've got to pay on the interest for the rest of the time you have the money.
Yeah.
So why in the hell would you want to hit the lottery for?
Because people invest their money, then it takes care of itself. And I mean, $400 million. If you're in our age,
you'd never spend it. You'd never spend it.
I mean, you could spend it, but you probably wouldn't. But let's be honest. Let's just take a look at this. So what is it? 69% of all Powerballs and Mega Millions go bankrupt. Go bankrupt. And we're talking with some big prizes. And also they don't always tell you it's multiple winners. The other night I was reading about this one thing and it said this guy won, and then I read a little further and then there was 3 more winners in there. So he didn't get all of it. And that happens more times than you realize. Yeah. I was kind of surprised by that.
But of the ones who do win a so large lump sum themselves, the demographic is that they're usually within the, I think, 45 to 65 age range, and they are usually broke within the first 10 years after getting their payouts.
Well, a lot of people do like Sally and get suckered in by all these people needing money and end up going bankrupt helping out people.
Yeah,
It's,
like Steve Martin in the movie The Jerk. He gives all his money away.
So I do this stuff for a long time, and my organization, we donate a lot of time.
All right, Sally.
And a lot
Nice.
we donate a lot of time and effort to helping out. One of the things my company used to do is we help people. Our specialty was hurricanes, floods, and fires. That's what we did. So when you work in those fields, there's always people who need help. It's even with insurance. I mean, I went to arbitration at Hurricane Katrina 179 times and won all 179 of them. That meant every one of those customers got twice to 3 times the amount of money that insurance company was trying to give them to remodel their house. And I only charged 2% to do it. That wasn't even covering my time. On top of that, our guys used to go, and still do actually, go out and help people, do remodels inside. People didn't have enough money to maybe get their kitchen done or their bathrooms done or something like that. They go donate all the time for you. A lot of times they'll even get companies to donate the products. So, and I'll tell you the reason we started doing it that way is I remember when I made my first really big bunch of money. This is a long, long time ago. And no, I was like a drunken idiot. As fast as I made it is as fast as I spent it. There was no such thing as a savings. But regardless, I was giving a lot to charities and donating money. And then I found out because a friend of mine worked on a charity board. He said, Joe, come here. I want to talk to you. He sits me down. He said, let me explain how this works. He said, so you're going to give to my charity. He said, right off the bat, you got the board and the director gets a cut. I think it's like 22% or something. And then the logistics and all, which is probably about another 40 or 50%. Gets taken. He says on average about 22% of your donation actually makes it to the people. He said, and that's if it's a good company. He said a crappy company about 6% makes it. I'm like, what? Well, fuck that idea. I'd rather donate the time than give them the fucking money. I mean, because let's just look at this is a perfect example. So California, big fire burns down half of LA, right? They raised $100 million. So they released the first $50 million. So you go to the website and you see who got the first $50 million. These are companies that have nothing to do with the fire, nothing to do with the burn victims. Not one burn victim got $1 out of the first $50 million.
What wasn't one of those companies also belonged to Newsom and his wife?
That was the second $50 million they released. Yes. Well, and as best anybody can tell, no one in that fire has gotten any money except for the politicians and the companies working it. And it's worse than that because the state gave him $1.5 billion with a B billion dollars for what? To build an underground tram, up and under and above tram.
A maglev tram.
Yeah, it's what it was, a maglev. They got 1,500 feet built.
And
for
it's
$1.5 billion. Yes. $1.5 billion, 1,500 feet. I think it's been 8 years.
Oh my God.
In 13 years.
And this is the guy who wants to be president, the next president, really, So
why?
So the government made him revoke 17,000 truckers' license in his state the other day. And wait, he said, oh, but it didn't have nothing to do with immigrants. Bullshit. They were illegal immigrants, and the government said, actually, the court said they got to go. They have to come off. We're pulling their license. They can't drive. It's just bullshit. You're getting people killed. And that's because, they found out that there's been several accidents with rigs, and they found that they keep coming back to people who came in through California, got a license, but don't know how to drive a rig.
But I don't know that. I think they're alleging that they are just like handing them out, like, out of a Cracker Jack box to these people without any kind of, vetting or verification of their skills or abilities. I mean, you ever try to back up a 90,000 pound full trailer backwards into a trailer dock? I haven't, but you have to hit it right on.
Yeah, it's interesting. I watched this guy one day. This truck driver was a beast. So he pulls in, the whole parking lot's full. There's one little slot way down the end of the parking lot against a wall, right? I'm like, how's he got it in there too? He pulled up back, pulled in, he kept going. Finally got what he needed, shot straight back, parked it, turned over his truck, got it. And I was like, look at this son of a biscuit eater. What's the son of a biscuit eater? It's the son of a biscuit eater. Does your daddy? Does your mama or daddy eat biscuits? If they do, well, you're the son or daughter of a biscuit eater. Yes. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, man. Well, you smoking that
what is
shit.
the philosophy on biscuits? What do you want for nothing?
Mm.
A rubber
Chicks for
biscuit.
free.
A rubber biscuit.
Oh my God.
Blues Brothers.
That was a good movie.
Nothing? A rubber biscuit.
That was a good movie. That was a good movie.
Very funny.
That's when movies were great.
Who lives in California? Sean don't live in California. I definitely don't live in California.
I don't.
No.
Jay lives in the
live in
same state
Pennsylvania.
as Jay lives in the same fucking state as Sean does.
Yeah.
Who the hell told you? Yeah, we do have hosts from California in the network. We
Sean,
do.
yeah, Sean Haslett. Sean Haslett.
Oh, we have more than
Sean
one. We have more than one. John Goodwin is also from California, and we have two others besides that. And we have one just retired recently that was also from Yana, I think was her name. She was also from Cali.
Ah.
Cali's okay. We don't hate Cali. We just don't like Democrats. Now, see, that's not even fair because I got a lot of Democratic friends. I shouldn't say that. Well, no, I was a Democrat for a long time. I got a lot of Democratic friends, and a lot of people I do business with are Democrats, especially in the media industry. Not so much in construction; they were mostly conservatives and badass conservatives. But most of the people I deal with in media are liberals. Well, they're Democrats. Some are liberals. I distinguish between a liberal and a Democrat. I know they're Democratic liberals, but liberals are fucking crazy people, and Democrats are just sane people wanting something to happen good for the country.
Some of them.
So,
well, Pennsylvania is a Democratic state.
Not as much as it used to be. It's. I think the House belongs to the Republicans in Congress. The Senate is split, and y'all have the governor is blue. So it's not as blue as it used to be. It's blue, but it's not. It's more purple than blue. It's more purple than blue.
Sally says, "I don't care if you like me. I'm going to keep. Please watch. We love you.
We love you, baby. What's up,
Sally?
Yeah.
Good.
Everybody's entitled to their opinions around here. We don't care about that kind of shit. It's
yeah.
No, Curtis.
Of course, we like you,
Curtis,
Sally.
When it comes to parties, we'll start with the Democrats first. But when it comes first, so you got just regular old Democrats like centrists. They're just Democrats. They're just people who want to make it. Then you've got liberals, and then you've got progressive liberals. All three are different. All three have different designs. It's one of the reasons the party's in such shit right now is because there's a struggle for who's going to take over. The AOCs and Bernie Sanders, the true socialists, want to take over. But they don't have enough. Or if they don't have enough people, there's only 5 of them in Congress. That's not enough to take over, and they can't get anybody in the Senate to side with them. So they're having a hard time. Whether the mayor of New York sides with them or not doesn't matter when it comes to Congress because he ain't got no pull in Congress. So it's really more about So it's going to be tough. The progressives, they're not real happy with the liberals right now for some reason. I don't know. They're not happy with the other side either because the other side sided with Trump and him. So they're not real happy with that either.
Yeah.
The party's in disarray. It's it's
a civil war going on.
Parties.
The old guard is fighting the new guard.
But this baby calling shit needs to stop. We can't allow for people in our own Congress to be calling for the assassination of other Congress people. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. She should have been put in jail for that. And I guarantee if that was a Republican, they'd be all over him.
They'd have him up on charges without question. Yeah.
And as far as the white thing goes, Omar is so racist, it's not even funny. Not even funny. Actually, I was talking to a lawyer friend of mine because I'm trying to find out if we, the station, can sue her personally. Because, I mean, really, what she said is just profanity and an outright lie. Oh, when it comes to mass killings, no, that's the white guy doing that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, the old white guy doing it at that. All I can say, really and truly, is every one better hope that some old ex-Marine or ex-guy from Desert Storm, some deep Southern guy or some crazy country guy from North don't go ape shit, because so far we've never really had a shooter that really knew what they were doing. Right. The closest one we had was a guy out in Vegas, and he looked like he decided to ease up in the end because he had gas. They had tankers out there with gas, and he was going to blow them up. And so he somewhere down the line, maybe the devil whispered in his ear. Maybe he probably said, "Hey, dude, that's enough. Okay, you're good with me now, so come on home."
Right.
Any more than that, I'll have to make you a god if you go kill 5,000 people burning in flame and gasoline in the middle of the street. Yeah, what I'm saying is Satan might have been jealous of that. Yeah, Gene, that's what I'm saying. Works for me. It's a free country. You're supposed to be entitled to what you want to say, but you're not. I mean, when you listen, AOC is like listening to one of my 5-year-old grandkids.
Yeah, like the two things you can't do is your words can't incite people to do violence, and you can't ask for someone to be killed, and that's what she did.
It's she's not the only one. Omar did the same thing, and Omar married her brother. Let me tell you what: if you married your brother, you'd be going to jail.
Is there proof she married her brother?
Yeah. She was even investigated for it, and Congress just decided to leave it alone.
Wow.
I forgot who was president at the time, but it was a Democrat.
Obama, no, Biden, wasn't it?
So, and this is another thing. Let's go back to Epstein for a minute. So, in 2000, and was it 4 or 6? Anyway, George Bush said, "Okay." George Bush Jr. said, "Okay, they got Epstein." Got him in jail. He got a year his first time out for this. Same thing. Got 1 year. Actually got 18 months, but he got out on a work program. And even when he was in, he was actually going out in the daytime and just sleeping there at night. Shows you how much power he had right there. And so then the DOJ says, okay, Barack Obama takes over. The DOJ comes in and says, look, Barack, we want to go ahead and prosecute this guy. We know he's sex trafficking. Let us go ahead and take him out. Barack said no. And
He said no more than once, too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did say it more than once. And the president that finally put Epstein in jail was Donald Trump. Donald became president in 2017.
How long was he in jail before he was
a year at least?
Suicide. Really?
Yeah, he was a year. I think it was a year. It might have been a little less, but he was in there. And COVID was oncoming. He was in jail. Trump's presidency was running good. And nobody was even talking about Trump and Epstein back then. It wasn't until later on. It's almost like they write a narrative and then they force it into being by whatever. And I'm still wondering what Maxwell is going to say when they ask her, hey, you told us that you didn't have any communications with him about this in jail. What is this? And what happens if she says, it's not from me? Then you got a real problem. That means somebody in Congress changed documents or somebody in a court system did. Either way, it's not a good thing. So far, I haven't seen anything I would consider that would be damning to Trump. So anything that was going to... we just said the woman that they're saying he abused said it never happened, and not just once. She said it more than once. It never happened.
And the premise was she was brought to be in proximity to Trump with the intention that she would allow him to grope her should he choose.
No, that was a different. No, that's a different girl.
Oh, a different girl. Okay.
No, that girl was what's his face's girlfriend. That was Epstein's physical girlfriend. She said that she was Epstein's girlfriend. She was a model of some kind, and that she was Epstein's girlfriend, and Epstein would pick her up and bring her to the house so that Trump could grope her. That's what she said. That was on CNN, the way she said that. It's actually on my Facebook page somewhere. And so the problem is she never said that any time before, ever. This was just out of the blue. And she's not even mentioned in Epstein's email. So I don't know what kind of girlfriend she was. It's and like I said, so all the victims that are alive and have testified all said Trump wasn't there and didn't do anything. And the one girl they said he was with for sure said it never happened. So the only thing you got now is Trump knew about the girls. He might have. And again, he's the guy put him in jail. See, this will play into his hands. If the Democrats keep pushing this, and he just says, well, look, I'm the guy who put him in jail. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So, what do you mean? You think it was Trump that had him killed in jail? Anything is possible.
Oh, come on.
Anything is possible. Well, if he had the Gucci's on him. So far, I haven't seen anything that Trump has to worry about. No, not criminally, no.
Why would that viewer say that shit, man?
Yeah, you know,
Not-
because people love each other, people hate each other, but there's a
I
lot of
don't-
anger in the world right now because
there is.
well, it's Trump's trying to change it. I mean, he ended 8 wars, but as long as it's shit with there's 2 things going on that has to stop. One, the war with the Ukraine has to stop. It makes people antsy, bitchy, and nervous. And then China needs to stop bullying on Taiwan and Japan because it's pissing them off. And Japan is not going to keep putting up with it. Japan will go shove a submarine up their asshole. I don't think Japan cares, even though China's much more advanced country now and way, more money and way more producing everything. But they also know they're a protector of the United States, so China can't attack them because if they do, they just declare war on us. And if you declare war on us and attack us, you just declare war on NATO.
Nation, they're also NATO, so they would also be automatically all that would, get in the fight.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's a no-win situation for China. They'll get their ass kicked with all of them. You'll be getting hit from you. See, the problem for China is same problem Russia has. It's got a big border, and it's on one side, it might be sided by Russia where it thinks it's safe, but the other side, it's sided by people who don't like them, including India. So
I thought they were best buds in the whole wide world.
No, they hate each other. They always hate it. Oh, that's Russia. We're talking about China.
Okay.
They fucking always getting into fights over there in Kashmir. They just, it's an ongoing thing. Bitch part is Pakistan, China, North Korea, Russia, and North Korea, Pakistan, Russia, China, and India all have nukes. That little corner right there, all of them fuckers have got nukes. I tell you one thing though, it would sure reduce the population of the world. 3 billion people live in those 5 countries. Almost not quite half the world's population right there in one corner. Yeah, it would change the world for a much better place. 1, you wouldn't have all them starving people all over the place. 2, you would have all that upcoming pollution that's going to come from China and India. See, China and India think they should be allowed to pollute because Russia, Europe, and the United States did. Well, you know what? The world don't really give a shit about who polluted in the beginning. They only care about who's polluting now.
Who did what first,
So unfortunately, that's not a good argument. And we're not going to give you money because you were ass backwards and we saved your ass from the Russians back in the day. And the Japanese. And the Germans, for that matter. Fuck. Clara, if the United States was to hit Europe for reparations from World War II, especially if you took in all the way forth or increases interest, you're talking trillions. No, you're talking trillions, 16, 18, 25 trillion, maybe $30 trillion. I would estimate if you did the whole thing, you did it correctly. But if you accounted for a lost life and everything, I bet you'd be about $100 trillion today. How much do you think we spent on England alone? Look at France. Look at Italy. I mean, those are countries that were occupied. We had to go in there and save their happy asses. And, French was kind of disrespectful because it wouldn't be for us, you bitches would be goose stepping.
Yeah.
Because the Brits weren't going to save your ass. We had to go save their asses too. What do you mean? Do I expect them to be grateful for life? Yes, I do. Because in the end, if they get in shit again, who are they going to call? Ghostbusters? No, fuck, they're going to call us.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, China, come save us. Well, I work with Russia. Why would I save you, you dumbasses? We're going to help them take you over.
How much is going to what's going to benefit us? Not without some kind of.
We'll launch on all kinds of countries, and then after it's all said and done, we'll go in and rebuild their countries for them.
I don't know. America's tired of that shit. We are getting spoiled. We want the money to be kept here. We got used to getting little chunks of money. We all got extra little paycheck doing COVID weekly, and then we all got little stouts here. I got 3 of them, 3 different amounts of money. Plus, I got to collect money weekly from them. So I was like, Americans get used to that. They don't want that money going to immigrants, and they don't want that money going to foreigners. They want that money to stay here for us. It's like we were talking about the F-22, and a friend of mine's always bugging me. Why won't we? He said, we could make so much money if we just build the F-22 and sell it to our friends. I'm like, no. I said, there's so many reasons why we're not going to do that. It's just like the same reason we're not going to sell the F-47 to them. I don't know. F-47 will be just like the F-22. It will never get put on the market for sale. Not unless somebody else develops the technology along with us. We're not going to put it up for sale because look at the F-22. Most of the F-22s don't even have joysticks in them. They're flying by wire from your brain.
Right.
Do you know how much faster that makes you than a pilot with a joystick? By the time the guy thinks of his brain and touches the joystick, he's dead. You've killed him. It's that much faster of a connection. It allows the plane to move that much faster. And when you're dealing with stuff's going to be AI drones with you, it's going to make you so diddly. It's not going to be funny. So Johnny, the drones are not so much to shoot down other planes as they are to keep the F-47 safe from.
They're
other
cannon
drones.
fodder.
Yeah,
really.
They're there. They're equipped with a bunch of different things to keep drones away from the main craft. Oh no, they all carry missiles and machine guns, all of them. But the drones have some kind of special EMP jamming system along with some kind of, I forgot what they call it. The guy called it CLUT or something. It sends out like these sparkly little things and it just shreds the damn things to pieces. Whatever it is, it's badass.
Chaff probably is what it is.
Yeah.
It's metal, sharp metal bits.
And then they showed another weapons testing of what they called the bull laser. It cut a ship in half. About an Aegis-sized class cruiser, just cut in half like it's fucking butter. It just went just like the railgun. Well, with the railgun went do 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 do. This thing just went. You ought to have seen the steam it made when it hit the water. But you know what I'm wondering about all these fancy lasers is I've never seen any at real long distances. 4 or 5 boats away, maybe 500 yards, something like that. I haven't seen anything at like 5 miles or anything. So
it's very close range.
I'm wondering if we can really use these to shoot down. Well, Jack, they talked about this the other day. So with these big rail guns that they want to build and these big lasers they want to build should be plenty big enough to blow up any asteroids incoming. So what they say they do is you take the laser and you start using the laser to drill from the ground, just burning through it. And then you start taking your rail guns and hitting it from 5 or 6 different areas with the bullets about the size of Volkswagens, traveling at, a quarter the speed of light. Yeah, it's going to rip some shit up. It's going to rip some shit up.
Mish says she's back, but we haven't talked about the 3i yet.
No, not yet. The 3i Atlas.
It busted up.
Matter of fact, right here, what did I do with it? I just had it a minute ago. Where did I do with it?
And then she says, is it true? Is it aliens?
Well, I don't know if it's aliens or not, but astronomers have detected the first ever radio signal coming from interstellar comet 3i Atlas, right as it passes the halfway mark on its own way trip, the one-way trip through the solar system. So now everybody heard radio signals, right? What do y'all think? Alien? Is that what we're thinking?
Well, all space bodies would emit some kind of radio wave frequency.
See, Jade, not no dummy. So the guy goes on to say that this pretty much proves that this is actually a comet and not an alien. I know it's disappointing. 3i Atlas is the third known interstellar object to pass through our cosmic neighborhood, first spotted in July. It's doing about 130 miles an hour, cruising along 210 kilometers an hour. That's cruising, buddy.
Miss says, coming to pick up Jay, I bet.
Yeah.
That's probably who deposited Jay.
That's why
here.
It's slowing down and turning around. It's coming to get all of us.
So they think this thing is 7 billion years old. That's older than our planet is.
Yeah.
It's older than our solar system is, for that matter. This thing was in space cruising before our solar system was even born. That's just insane. But the guys, the astronomer said, because of the type signal it's given, suggests that it is just a comet. That's what he goes on to say. Yes, people. I know it's disappointing. We all wanted it to be aliens. I don't ever really actually want it to be aliens, and I don't know if the planet's ready for aliens.
They're on Earth now, dude. Come on.
They're not open. It doesn't matter if they're here or not. They ain't open. The difference is, how will humans react when you have aliens walking around on the planet where everybody can see them?
I don't know.
Oh, it's going to be like when you see a big reptilian, you're going to grab your kid and put it behind you or something. The reptilian's going to look like, what? What is wrong with you, humans? Yeah, Jack.
Maybe there will become a day. Maybe there will be a day when that happens.
Well, we need to be prepared.
We'll be dead.
We will. No, I don't know if we'll be dead or not.
That's right. We're moving to Mars, and we're going to live another 100 years.
Well, no. So Johnson and Johnson, that was about a decade ago, figured out how to stop your telomeres. So right now, if you got the treatment, you could just stop your aging where you are, and you won't age anymore. Your telomeres won't shrink anymore. But you're still going to feel the effects from living on a planet because of the gravity itself. Because one of the things that wears on humans is that we're walking around in a full G of gravity all the time, and it's constantly pulling down on our bodies. It's well, Jesse, one time somebody told me, prove how alien is real. I said, look at your wife when you first met her, and I said, look at her here 40 years later, and look at yourself for that matter. You'll notice everything in your face is drooping down, all your skin is pulling down. I said, you're developing wrinkles. I said, because gravity is constantly pulling on your body, constantly. It's also why certain things get longer. Yes. No, don't get dirty. Whoever wrote that, shame on you.
Sally, why do you think how do you, what do you mean, buddy? I feel like we need it to be aliens.
It would be nice, Sally, because maybe it'd straighten us out. Maybe.
That's true.
Well, people seem to think that what would unite the planet? Well, Ronald Reagan always said in 7 speeches that if we were threatened by aliens or there was looked what to be an alien invasion, it would probably be the first time that the planet came together as a whole planet. And he might be right. He might have been right. But today, I don't know if that's going to happen that way, because I think China or Russia are going to think they need to take the way, and Europe's going to think they do, and we're going to think we do. So I'm not sure if it'll help. I'm not sure. It might not trigger a war faster. See,
well, didn't we get our asses kicked in the Battle of Los Angeles?
Yeah, that was a joke. But I don't mean a war with the aliens. I mean a war amongst us to see who's going to get to deal with them. It's and if we think like the Russians or Chinese are getting advanced technology from aliens, we're going to nuke them. The whole bunch of them. So, and it's the same thing with them. If they think we're getting it, they're going to nuke us. So this is when the world made its first big mistake. At the end of World War II, MacArthur wanted to take Russia over. Even if it meant using a nuke, he wanted to take Russia. So if we would have took Russia, there would have never been the Soviet Union. There had never been communist. Russia would belong to the United States now, which means we'd have a larger population and we'd be by far the largest country. But it also means we would have just took China. We already had Japan from the war. We might have even kept France, and we'd have kept all the islands. So we would have had China, Russia, Japan. We had a big chunk of the world. Right now, we would own 55, 60% of the world, which with the largest population and the largest land mass with the largest military ever seen. Within another 10, 15 years, or maybe even sooner, it might even all had united before then. It's been 80 years since World War II, so the whole planet might be united now. That was a major mistake, because if the planet was united, we could move so forward as a society. Right now, well, I don't know if it can be united without a major war. I think it's going to take a lot of death to make people say enough is enough. I just don't know. And I don't know if maybe if the aliens came down and said, look, y'all have to be like this or else. Maybe. But even that I'm not counting on. Because the Muslims aren't going to give in. They think they're the right way. They'll just think that aliens are heathens. So how are we going to deal with that? Well, the Christians, for that matter, might think the aliens are heathens. Even though that's not true, because the Vatican already thinks they're spiritually higher than we are.
Yeah, I heard that.
Before anybody asked, a while back I had met with Monsignor Balducci, and he had told me that the Vatican the Pope believed at the time that the extraterrestrial visitors were not just technologically and mentally more advanced, but they were spiritually more advanced. They had a closer connection to God. They had been around a lot longer. They actually understood who God really was. versus what we think God is. So yes, I guess they do believe in God. I don't know if they believed in religion though. Maybe the reptilians did, but I don't think the Greys did. I think the Greys just had some kind of different kind of connection. Because here's a perfect story for you. A girl, they used to take this woman and they would do things to her, and she would the whole time she would be asking Jesus to come save her and stop it and blah 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 blah. While they were doing it, the aliens took her eyes out and turned around so she could see herself being tortured through her own eyes. Yeah, I don't think they were worried about our God much, were they?
Is that a true story, Jeff?
That is a true story.
Wow.
So, well, Jenny, you know, when you say that, you don't know if this particular woman I'm talking about, you don't know what her relationship was with God. God might have said, "Screw you, bitch, you crazy." We see people just assuming that Jesus didn't intervene for whatever reason, or he doesn't exist because he didn't help. Well, it might have been a reason why they didn't get help. Maybe they were a murderer. Maybe they were a child trafficker. Maybe they were a pedophile. I'm sure there was numerous reasons. I mean, I'm sure there could have been numerous reasons. Well, I don't. From 40-something years of research, this is what I'll tell you. I'll tell you the same thing I told Congress. I don't really believe the ET is here to hurt us or to help us. I think they're just here mostly to observe, give us a little kick every once in a while when they can. Hope that we turn out to be something good and they don't have to wipe us out. Because they will wipe us out if they have to.
They did it before.
Yes, so the thing of it is they want to see us. I mean, as far as they're concerned, I mean, we're related to the humans, and the reptilians were related to from the beginning. The Greys were much later on, but the reptilians and humans we were beginning to. You know, the humans created whatever race, whatever you want to call them, the Anunnaki, whoever the hell they were, the human-like race. They created their slaves, which the reptilians came and took and had babies with, raped, pillaged, and had babies with. Those babies were different. They were self-aware. They were conscious at a different level. They wanted to know why they had to plow the field, why they had to make the beer. Why couldn't you fucking make the beer? Why don't you go plow the damn field? I don't want to play. It's Sunday. I want to rest and pray to my God. They wanted answers, like any self species would want, but that's all thanks to the reptilians. So in the beginning, that's what you had. You had the 7 creations of man, which the Sumerians talk about, and the winged man, the dog man, the wolf man. You talk about Seth, the snake god. Yeah, that's a whole different thing, but still. And now we have us. So the aliens seem to have been around for a while. And they seem to be in the open, at least in the early days. They seem to be way more open. Nowadays, they seem to hide themselves because they're scared of us. When I say scared, it's not a good way of saying it, but I mean, they're scared in the fact that they know if we see them, we're going to freak out. Yeah, want to go autopsy him and stuff like that. We need to know, first off, that there is something out there bigger and badder than we are, and that, you know, we could be wiped out quite easily. Well, when you start talking about war on our planet, it's like death for us. Most humans don't think about death. They think they're immortal until they die. And then and we don't really think about war starting until they happen. If we paid more attention, well, there'd probably be less wars. But Trump wants to end all of them. But as long as China is a communist country, the world will not be safe. Oh, you're talking about when Jay was talking about the rare earth minerals earlier? Well, China had done this stupid shit, but then on the United States, they backed off. So they're still going to send us all the stuff they're going to send us. But Trump decided when this all happened originally at the beginning that we're going to start producing our own earth. It's not so. See, we had sourced out so much stuff out of our country. Bringing it all back is not going to be overnight. It's going to take 3 or 4 or 5 years. It's a shame we don't have Trump 8 years back to back, because we'd make sure all this gets done. And Jimmy, I don't know if J.D. Vance is going to be your next president.
I think he is.
Rubio seems to be Rubio seems to have the bigger balls. We'll see. I mean, there's going to be a primary, so we'll see. And I imagine he's going to run too. Well, what I mean by that is, okay, Rubio tells Xi Jinping, mind his own fucking business. And if you put troops in Venezuela, America's going to consider it an act of war. That should have been J.D. Vance that said that, not Marco Rubio. Then Marco Rubio told the Prime Minister of France to fuck off. It's not.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Did
because
he?
He said, Egon goes, oh, well, you can't be down just blowing people up in the Caribbean. And Marco told him, don't you worry about what's in our fucking backyard. We're taking care of our backyard. We did not ask you for your advice or to come help us. I mean, he put his foot squarely in his ass. This ain't Trump. So, and I mean, he's stepping up. Not only that, he's running. What is JD Vance? JD Vance don't do shit. Marco's running what, 6 branches of the government? Or 6 agencies in the government? I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. He's a beast. And it's going to show over the next 3 years. If Vance doesn't step up over the next 2 years, Marco is going to be your next president. And I don't think anybody in Democrats can beat him because even they like him. See, Vance has got the problem that he's so closely associated with Trump that he's going to get a little bite from the Democrats, but Rubio don't have that problem. Remember, Rubio and Trump used to not be friends. He used to call him small hands and shit. Little hands. What can he do with them little hands? Trump's such a dick. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said that, but it's interesting to see where all this is going to go. What do you mean? I don't know anyone currently that's serving as a liberal that I would want to be president or vice president. You know, I heard Michelle say, "Oh, well, America's not ready for a woman president." Well, no, that's bullshit. America's just not ready for a crazy fucking liberal president. So in case you don't know this world that's listening tonight, and there's a lot of people listening to this show, the majority of women who are like, Margaret Thatcher, the women who became prime ministers and presidents, the majority, like 90% of them were conservatives. America would vote for conservative. If Condoleezza Rice would have ran back in the day, she'd have been the first black woman president in the history of the world. But, she didn't want to because she just didn't want that thing. And no other conservative women have really tried to run. Yeah, so you mean conservative woman today that could do it?
Tulsi
Gabbard, maybe. I don't know. Tulsi, she's pretty hated by the Democrats now, so she might be like another Trump.
How about Marjorie Green, whatever her
No,
name?
she's just AOC on the other side. It's unfortunately for Marjorie, she has changed and she's gotten way better, but she's got a lot of early bad baggage she'd have to get through. And I don't know if the country will forgive her for some of the stupid shit she said in the beginning. Who else we got out there? Wait, you're talking about Kirk's wife? No, she can't. She wouldn't win. No. I'm currently there was somebody I was thinking about the other day. Now it's out of my head. The only men I can really think of. Huh?
How about Melania Trump?
She can't. She's not an American. She's not native born. Yeah, you got to be native born to be president.
Huh.
Or we would have had, what was his name? I'll Be Back would have been president. If not, Arnold would have been a president of the United States if it wouldn't have been for that law.
Well,
yeah.
You know who I see in the future is Barron Trump.
Barron Trump will be president as long as his daddy don't end badly and he does good. He'll be president of the United States.
I believe that.
And he might even be the youngest president of the United States. But meanwhile, his sister Ivanka might run.
I don't think so, man. She's happy and content where she's at. I really believe that.
I don't know. See, that's what I was told because she was really pissed at her daddy from the first. I don't know what happened. They had a falling out after the first runaround, and then they got back together because then they were talking about what's his name's wife running, the other brother, the taller brother, not Junior, but anyway, they were talking about his wife running, and then they talked about that, and then they said no, Ivanka is well liked enough that she could actually have a chance of winning. She's intelligent, she's bright, And she's got her shit together. She's definitely her daddy's kid. But you know, if I had my choice, I'd want it to be Condoleezza Rice, Jimmy. I'd vote fucking Condi. I'd be out on the trail for Condi. I have no doubt she'd make one of the best presidents we ever seen. Jesus, I mean, even China and Russia were scared of her.
Really? How?
You want to know why? Because this shows you the difference between a president, a real president, and not a real president. So they would send Condi out to go do stuff, right? So when she'd go somewhere, she'd walk in like she'd be talking to the Chinese president. Or he'd say, okay, this, and this is going to happen. And they're going to say no. So the difference is when she left there, they knew damn good and well she had the backing of Darth Cheney and the president. So when she said, when you talked to her, you were talking to them. Bottom line, they always had her back the whole time. China knew it, Russia knew it, everybody that dealt with her knew it. They were scared of her because all she had to do is pick up the phone. Daddy, they're being dicks. Oh, really? Hold on, I got a missile on the way, baby. Get in the car, leave. They were scared of her ass. And she said she was one of the best we ever had. She's an outstanding negotiator. But that's why she went off to go and negotiate and become a millionaire.
Hey, Sally wrote something here, Joe.
Have
you considered, though, that we should try things we haven't tried before? Women have never held the power, and it never even been balanced between men and women.
Well, that's not true, Sally.
End all war.
In the beginning, women had all the power. Oh, yes, my friend, you better go check your history out. So in the very beginning, that's why women went from being the power and everybody's name followed the woman to no power at all because y'all lost y'all's fucking minds and started killing and rampaging across the countries. Yes, you forget there's been lots of queens and princesses and empresses, and none of them, except maybe the last one, ended well. They were evil. You know why? Because it's not really a man or a woman thing. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So unless you're able to stand above that, it's best to leave it alone. That's why I never seek office because, deep inside I said, oh, I might go crazy. So let's not go there. Because absolute power corrupts absolutely. I mean, all you have to do is you tell me one American president that you think was honest and loving and did everything right and didn't lie to us not one time. Just one of them. I'll be happy with any. What have been 47 of them now? Yeah, because there hasn't been any. Tell me, for that matter, any world leader that hasn't lied or any religious leader that hasn't lied. I know. It's kind of depressing when you think about it.
Hey, Jay, are you alive in there, buddy?
Yeah, I have to work tomorrow, so I'm trying to get some onboarding stuff done in my phone at the same time here. So I'm listening in though. I'm definitely here.
All right.
What's that, Denise? No, oh no, he's a Chippendale now. Yeah, you didn't know that? Oh, you ought to see this cute gold outfit he's got. Oh my God. It's all on and shit. Oh man. And he's got this gold glitter he puts all over.
Joe.
He's like sparkling all over and stuff. It's
Joe, I hung up my Chippendale outfit. I hung it up.
Yeah, my Chippendale outfit's about 4 times the size it used to be. That's for damn sure. What's that, Pete? No, we got to go to break in a minute, but we'll be back in a few minutes. Chris, to be honest with you, I've always been one of those treat people the way you want to be treated. I don't judge people by their sex, by their color, by anything else. I judge you by your fucking actions. I always have and I always will. To me, you're either an asshole or you're not. And then I deal with you accordingly. Because I don't have time for personalities in games. Life is short and I want to enjoy it. I don't have to be worried about all that shit. Originally, people, it's funny because if you knew me when I was young, I was really PLNL. I was really peace, love, and light. I came from a comfortable family and they believed in helping people and taking care of people and doing the right things and believing in God, and the whole 9 yards. And people meet me today, they're like, God, Joe, you're such an asshole. What happened? I said, life is what happened. It's, Well, most people think I'm really a nice person, and deep down I really am, but I'm not as what word am I looking for here? I don't know. I'm not as nice as I used to be. How's that? It's no, I still help a lot of people. I like helping people. It makes me feel good. Seeing people feel good makes me feel good. Yes. Well, it's kind of like having no. We better not say. Well, this shows R-rated. It doesn't matter, but sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Yeah. From
that's so damn old.
From 17 to 35. Yeah.
Who's playing the song on break?
I'm gonna get one in a second. But no, it's from 17 to 35, but there was breaks in between. You had to take some time off. Like when my son was born, I didn't drink for 10 years. And I just gave it up. I've been really lucky. And when I say this, I'm sincere about this. I've been really lucky in my ability to give up things that are bad for you. No, I just quit smoking.
Sorry.
I quit drinking. My biggest problem right now is I would quit eating, but I'm bored, so I won't. I am busy a lot, but I'm not. See, my life was different. I used to do construction, 10 to 14 hours a day. And then I did the radio the rest of the time at iCar. So there was no free time. Now I'm not doing construction anymore. I have that time in between. It's about to make me jump off a bridge somewhere. Plus, I got to get a car, and I can't decide like a 5-year-old what the hell I want. Well, first I thought about a full-size F-150 4-door, fully loaded. And then I thought maybe one like Sean's got. And then I thought maybe something else. I thought maybe a little sports car or something. But, when you live in the deep south, sports cars are cool and fun, but it floods down here, man. So you need at least an SUV or some shit. Maybe a little RAV4.
Well, wouldn't the humidity destroy a car down there?
No, humidity is fine. The only thing that'll hurt you down here is the salt water, and we don't put salt on our road, so we don't have to worry. You can tell when we get cars from up north, from like the middle of the axle back is just rusted out completely.
Yeah,
we don't have those kind of problems down here. It's because the water that rains here is fresh water, but if you park it on the beach, like if like I have to change my downstairs lights about every 3 years because they couldn't crowed out, and my downstairs shed doors locks I have to change every couple of years. The upstairs ones get used enough that it doesn't matter, but things rust fast. I mean, I live basically in the fucking salt.
Yeah,
it's
Sally gave up meat recently. That's good.
No.
Sally, I knew you was a weirdo. I knew it. Now I know for sure,
Sally, man.
Now I know it for sure, man.
Oh, no, man.
Wait. So when you say meat, what kind? All meat, or just some kinds of meat? Like you gave up hot
red
dogs?
Meat? Oh, she's laughing.
Did you give up hot dogs?
Yeah.
Did you give up chicken? You gave up steak? Oh my gosh, you gave up steak. I'm gonna have to slap you.
Oh man, I know where she lives. So.
Well, I'm gonna send Sean to slap you then.
Everything with eyeballs.
You gotta have things with eyeballs to live. So, do you know if man was vegetarian, we'd still be in the trees, right? And living.
Yeah,
in
your
savannah,
eyeballs don't work if you don't eat the eyeballs of other creatures.
It's, you need that protein for your brain to work. That's why we eat meat.
Yep. What is that? Anemic. Oh, she's already anemic. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
I
mean, my dad does
like
not
pork.
My dad is fine with me eating steak or pork, and I'm overweight and he's fine with it.
I don't think I could marry a Muslim woman because I love my pork.
Yeah, bacon. I cannot. I mean, I could, but I don't eat it every day. But a nice, good, crispy BLT sandwich is to die for. And you try to take my BLT sandwich, you're going to die.
Let me tell you about the BLT sandwich my friend makes. He'll buy, and this is the honest to God's truth. He'll buy 2 rolls, and he'll buy a pound of bacon, and he'll put a half a pound of bacon. That's it, nothing else, on one roll, and a half a pound of bacon on the other roll.
And you got to put mayonnaise on it because that's going to dry your face out. All that bacon and bread. No, there's got to be mayo.
Yeah, there got to be mayo, man. That'd be
I can do that without lettuce, but we should put lettuce.
and it really should be. It should really be Duke's mayo at that, Tim.
Yes.
Oh
Duke's
man,
mayonnaise.
Dukes, yeah. You've been reading my mind on that one, Joe.
By the way,
Dukes is
fellow
just
audience
stuff,
members, welcome to the food porn segment.
it was funny. I got introduced to Dukes because we used to eat not Blue Plate. Was it Blue Plate? I don't know. It was one. It tastes a lot like Dukes, but Dukes is better. There's a cooking show I watched. This girl out of South Carolina. She's a cook and she knows that people with Dukes, and she said, "Man, this is the best mayonnaise I've ever had." And I started watching, and they'd go places and eat. And people were like, "Man, what the hell is this? Shit's really good." And you should get such a response on a sandwich from the mayonnaise. I was like, and they kept asking her because she was a chef. Are you making your own mayonnaise? And she said, "No, it's Dukes." And she, so finally they started paying her to advertise for them.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I seen it in the store when they were shopping. So let me give it a try. I haven't gone back.
My
7 or 8 years
mom
ago.
used Kraft Miracle Whip mayonnaise salad dressing, above all else. And as a kid, we buy what your mom buys. So yeah, I moved down south. They said, "Oh, this stuff is crap. Try Dukes." Never been back.
It's we all of like the we tried. There was a couple ones in the family. Blue Plate, I think, is what they ate the most. And Blue Plate does taste a lot like Dukes. I ain't gonna lie. It's just not quite as good, but it tastes pretty similar. Jesse,
Miracle Whip is very close to it as well. But if
Miracle
you take
Whip's a little sweeter.
It is, but it's also, if you take the Miracle Whip and the Dukes and you take a spatula to both, you'll see air pockets in the Miracle Whip. You won't see that. It's creamier. The Dukes is much creamier.
And like I said, the other one's a little bit sweeter. On the Blue Plate's a little duller. It's not sweeter, it's just duller. It's Blue Plate just it's I mean, it's not bad mayonnaise, it's just in there. Hellman's is okay, but Hellman's is always a little bitter. It's and all of and people don't realize it today, but they were all salad dressings. Mayonnaise was a salad dressing.
Yeah, but you know what the worst one is that Miracle Whip. That sucks.
That's what I was just talking about.
Yeah, he was talking
I
about
went from Miracle Whip to Dukes, and I haven't been back since.
Yeah, Miracle was just a little on the sweets. Miracle changed. I remember as a kid it wasn't as sweet. And then I remember we were working somewhere. I said, "Man, this fucking mayonnaise is really getting sweet. What is this?" And he was telling me about it. I said, obviously, and companies changed. I mean, look when Coke was going to try to sneak the new Coke in on us, and everybody said, "Oh, get rid of this crap, man! What is this shit? This ain't Coke. This is Pepsi, man. Y'all did Pepsi sneak over and take over
commercial,
Coke?
are we not?
Yeah, we are. I got a song right here. I was effing around. Janine Liverworth. Where the hell are you from, Janine Liverworth? Fort Walton Beach, Florida. When we come back, we'll let you ask a question, Gene. Maybe you could be like Jean Grey or something mysterious. Yeah, like something interesting. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this. No, Darren, we're gonna play a song with Ben. No, it's a Christmas song, man. You know what? I haven't heard the kids yet, so we're gonna play the kids.
All right, good.
Yeah, because we played the trans last night, but we played it with the little girl running around in the snow with the kitty cats. And I got to remember, I found a bunch of songs on my other computer the other day. I'm going to transfer them to this until we can play. There's a bunch of Christmas music, and there's all kind of Christmas music in it. Wait, you might play 2 songs. Hold on. Let me go see. Where is this at? Okay, we played that. Okay, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to play 2 songs, people. Here we go. Here comes the first one. This is Dean Martin, by the way. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Miracle Child, hey, get on there. How does your miracle child get cancer? Suckerly, apparently.
All right, next song. Next song. Nope. I don't know what's going on. Pretty soon. So everybody, who's ready for Christmas out there? Who's ready for Christmas? Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Comes the song. There it goes. He's still trying. Who's ready for Christmas? I am. I am. I don't know. But tomorrow on my show, Into the Night, on Sunday, on UPRN Talk Radio, 8:10 to 9:10 p.m., I am going to talk about the famous.
The government is banning this $39 electric
Oh no!
lighter
Then we
next
got
month,
Lindsay
and this is your
Sterling.
last
That's
shot
my
to
new
get the
girlfriend,
original
Joe.
high-powered version.
Oh,
There's a new
she's
next-gen
good.
electric
We're
lighter out
playing,
there, and it's the most
not now, but
Right.
we got the cherry plum, sugar plum one to play.
While you slept last night,
Then we got the
a
other one,
ghost
which you
slipped through
can't
enemy
go on.
radar
Look at
undetected.
this.
No nation on earth has ever seen anything like it. For
We can't-
5
we can't
years,
let
America's
Jay
most
ever in
classified
Is it the
weapon
47?
has been conducting
Yeah,
secret
Jake
test
is
missions
not
in our
allowed in this
skies.
thing ever.
The
Ever
F-47
saw it.
stealth monster,
You
a
shoot him in the foot,
sixth-generation
you try to
fighter so
win this
advanced
thing.
it makes the F-22 look like a toy.
It's tough.
China doesn't know it exists. Russia can't track it. And tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on the most revolutionary aircraft ever built. The era of American air dominance just entered a whole new dimension. On March 21st, 2025, President Trump shocked the world by announcing that Boeing had won a $20 billion contract
Look at
for
his
something
feet.
extraordinary, the F-47.
I think I had
But
one of
here's
them
what he
one time
didn't tell
or
you. This beast has already been flying secret missions for half a decade. This isn't just another fighter jet. The F-47 represents the biggest leap in military aviation since the Wright brothers first took flight.
My movies.
We're talking about a machine that can command entire drone armies, slip past any radar system on the planet, and strike targets over 1,000 miles away. Our brave pilots will soon have access to technology that sounds like pure science fiction. And after watching this video, you'll understand why America's enemies are losing sleep over what's coming their way.
Then they said one
If you
didn't have a
support our
pilot.
military and
Wait,
want to
it's a
see
fighter.
America
Why
stay
can't I have a
ahead,
pilot?
type Love F-47 in the comments below. But first, let me share something that will blow your mind about just how far ahead we really are.
That was like a laser out
The secret is out. For years, defense experts wondered what was happening in the classified hangars of Area 51 and other secret facilities. Strange aircraft were spotted on satellite images. Unusual sonic booms echoed across Nevada deserts. Military insiders whispered about projects that sounded too advanced to be real.
It scares
Now
me
we
when
know the
make
truth.
it so advanced we
The
don't use it.
F-47 has been quietly perfecting the future of
scale.
warfare while our rivals scrambled to catch up with yesterday's technology. According to official statements from Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin, experimental versions of this monster have been flying for the last 5 years. These weren't just test hops around the airfield. We're talking about hundreds of flight hours, pushing cutting-edge systems to their limits, proving that America can deliver technology that seemed impossible just a decade ago. Think about that for a moment. While China was bragging about their new fighters and Russia was struggling to keep their aging jets in the air, American engineers were already flying the future. Our pilots were mastering systems that won't enter service until the end of this decade. The program began under the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency back in the mid-2010s. Two competing designs, one from Boeing and one from Lockheed Martin, have been secretly battling it out in the skies since 2020. Boeing's design won, and now we know why. But the real story isn't just about one aircraft. It's about a complete revolution in how America fights and wins wars. A new breed of air power. The F-47 isn't designed to replace just one aircraft. It's built to dominate entire battlefields. This sixth-generation monster comes with capabilities that sound like they're straight out of a superhero movie. Speed? We're talking about Mach 2 plus. That means this beast can slice through the sky at over 1,500 miles per hour. But speed is just the beginning. Range? The F-47 can fly over 1,000 nautical miles on a combat mission. That's roughly 1,150 regular miles, enough to launch from safe bases and strike deep into enemy territory without breaking a sweat. Compare that to our current F-22 Raptor, which has a combat range of just 590 nautical miles. The F-47 nearly doubles that reach. Stealth? Here's where things get really exciting. The Air Force has created a whole new category just for this aircraft. They call it Stealth++. The F-35 gets a simple stealth rating.
Hey, Kevin.
Our incredible F-22 earns Stealth Plus. But the F-47? It's in a league of its own. We're talking about an aircraft so invisible to radar that enemy systems might not even register a return signal. Advanced materials and active stealth systems work together to make this fighter practically disappear from electronic detection. It's like having an invisible shield that laughs at any radar system our enemies can build. And here's something that should make every American proud. Each F-47 will cost less than an F-22 while delivering capabilities that are generations ahead. Our military leaders have found a way to give our pilots superior technology at a better price. That's American innovation at its finest. The Drone Army Commander. But wait until you hear about the F-47's most revolutionary capability. This isn't just a fighter, it's a battlefield commander that controls its own army of robot wingmen. The Collaborative Combat Aircraft Program has developed semi-autonomous drones that fly alongside the F-47 like loyal digital soldiers. These aren't simple reconnaissance drones. The YFQ-42A and YFQ-44A are unmanned fighters carrying advanced air-to-air missiles and precision strike weapons. Picture this: a single F-47 pilot can command multiple robot fighters simultaneously. While enemy pilots are limited to their own aircraft, our heroes can coordinate swarm attacks that overwhelm any defense system. It's like giving every American pilot their own squadron of tireless, fearless wingmen. The artificial intelligence systems in these drones can identify targets, select weapons, and execute attacks with minimal human oversight. But they never go fully autonomous for lethal decisions. American values ensure that human judgment always has the final say over life and death choices. The Air Force plans to build over 1,000 of these loyal robot wingmen to support just 185 F-47s. That's a force multiplier that no enemy can match. Our pilots will never fight alone again. These drone wingmen have their own impressive capabilities. With engagement ranges of around 700 nautical miles, they can reach out and touch targets that thought they were safe from American power. They maintain stealth signatures that rival current generation fighters, but their unmanned design allows for even smaller radar cross-sections. Before we explore what makes this beast truly special, here's a quick favor. If this content amazes you, hit that subscribe button and give us a like. Over 98% of viewers watch without subscribing, but your support helps us bring you more incredible stories about American military excellence. Did you hit subscribe? Great, let's continue. America's strategic masterstroke. The F-47 represents more than just advanced technology. It's a complete strategic shift that puts America decades ahead of any potential rival. While other nations focus on building more of the same old fighters, America invested in a completely new way of thinking about air warfare. The result? A system that can operate from safe distances while projecting power deep into contested territory. The Indo-Pacific theater presents unique challenges that older aircraft simply can't handle. China has built extensive networks of surface-to-air missiles and long-range attack systems designed to keep American forces at bay. Traditional fighters would have to operate from bases within enemy missile range, putting our brave pilots and ground crews at risk. The F-47 changes everything. With its incredible range and stealth capabilities, It can operate from secure bases while still reaching any target in the region. Our pilots can launch from friendly territory, penetrate enemy airspace undetected, coordinate devastating attacks with their drone wingmen, and return home safely. This isn't just about having better technology. It's about maintaining the peace through overwhelming strength. When potential adversaries understand that American air power can reach them anywhere, anytime, without warning, they're much more likely to think twice about aggressive actions.
You think? No.
The program also
I think this
reflects
is
hard
what they-
lessons. Next-generation adaptive propulsion systems can switch between different performance modes depending on mission requirements. Need maximum speed for intercepting enemy bombers. The engines optimize for raw thrust. Planning a long-range penetration mission, they shift to fuel-efficient cruise mode while maintaining supersonic capability. These aren't just theoretical capabilities, they've been proven during 5 years of secret testing. Our pilots have been pushing these systems to their limits, refining tactics and procedures that will give them overwhelming advantages when the F-47 enters full service. Budget reality and strategic priorities. The numbers behind the F-47 program reveal just how seriously America takes maintaining air superiority. Congress didn't just
the
approve
ones in the
funding,
Navy.
they fundamentally restructured defense priorities to make this program succeed. The 2026 defense budget proposal cuts F-35 procurement from 74 aircraft to just 47, redirecting those billions toward next-generation systems like the F-47. The legendary A-10 Warthog, beloved by ground troops but increasingly vulnerable to modern air defenses, faces complete retirement by the end of 2026 to fund advanced platforms. These aren't easy decisions.
No, I
but
think they
reflect
decided
clear
to keep it long.
strategic
No, I
thinking.
think they decided to keep it longer.
America
Things a
is
little
betting
behind.
its future on platforms that... Coincidentally, the U.S. Air Force became a separate branch of the military in 1947, and President Trump, who announced the project's advancement, is the 47th President of the United States. These aren't just coincidences. They represent a clear signal that America intends to maintain its stranglehold on air superiority for decades to come. Just as the original P-47 helped win World War II, the new F-47 will ensure American pilots continue owning the skies in whatever conflicts may come. Revolutionary cockpit design.
Yeah, until them
The
German space
F-47's
planes got there and
cockpit
kicked their ass.
represents the culmination of decades of evolution in fighter aircraft design. Starting with the F-16's revolutionary hands-on throttle and stick controls and continuing through the F-22's integrated displays and F-35's helmet-mounted systems, each generation has brought critical information closer to the pilot's immediate attention. The F-47 takes this concept to futuristic levels with advanced augmented reality systems. Instead of looking at screens or even helmet displays, pilots get projections that overlay tactical information directly onto their field of vision. Imagine seeing enemy aircraft highlighted in red, friendly forces in blue, and optimal attack vectors drawn as glowing lines in three-dimensional space. With multiple semi-autonomous drones to coordinate, each potentially carrying tons of explosives in their payloads, every square inch of cockpit space matters. Could provide the human None appear to match the F-47's combination of range, stealth, and drone command capabilities. This technological advantage provides America with strategic options that simply didn't exist before. The ability to project overwhelming air power from safe distances changes the calculus for any potential adversary considering aggressive actions. Regional allies in the
Means we're gonna be able to
Indo-Pacific
put a
can
lot
feel
more
more
in
secure
carriers now, too.
knowing that American air power can reach any threat in the region within hours. The F-47's extended range means that traditional strategies of pushing American forces back from forward bases become ineffective. European allies also benefit from this capability. The F-47 can operate from bases in friendly nations while projecting power deep into contested airspace, providing deterrent effects that help maintain stability without requiring permanent forward deployments. Testing and development success. The secret flight testing program that began in 2020 has validated speed intercepts and the fuel efficiency required for extended range missions. The ability to switch between performance modes in real time gives pilots tactical flexibility that no previous fighter has ever offered. Drone command systems prove
So
that
it's got an
human
eco
pilots can
switch on it?
effectively coordinate multiple semi-autonomous wingmen during complex combat scenarios. The artificial intelligence systems maturity and the urgent need for next-generation advanced technology packed into the F-47, the most important component remains the American pilot in the cockpit. Our men and women in uniform bring judgment, creativity, and moral authority that no artificial intelligence can replace. The F-47 systems are designed to enhance human capabilities, not replace them. Advanced computers and flown by
this was a
American
little
heroes.
older one here.
The monster is real.
Yeah, this one was definitely a little older because it doesn't have the invisibility thing on it.
Joe,
So,
Mish wants to know.
huh.
Mish wants to know, what are they testing against what?
There's nothing to test it against. There's nothing that can compete with it. The best thing they do is they dogfight it with F-22s and stuff because the F-22 is the most advanced thing on the planet. It's
Dolly says, I'm waiting to see if Russia's MiG-41 really will fly.
I don't know. Even if they can get it to fly, they can't afford to make more than like 2 of them. So I don't know if it's going to really matter. It's China. China just has bad luck with airplanes. I think it's more to do with quality control than anything else. But it's like they spent all that money on that J6, and then it's stealthy, right? And when you beam the body itself, it's stealthy, but the engines run so hot that you can see it.
Okay, Mish said they were testing the last 5 years, and she wanted to know against what.
That's probably what they were doing with the F-22. That's why they kept showing you the F-22 with it.
Yeah, and typically most of those platforms have been being tested. It's more than 5. I mean, it's from where it is now to where it started. Probably is a 25 to 30 years time span when it went from like a little model in a wind tunnel to a flying model we have now.
It's a beast. It's a beast of a plane. So Jay and I featured this a while back. So the Navy comes up with this beast of a plane. I mean, this thing is a beast. It was such a killer that the Navy gave it a lobotomy.
Yeah, they had to dumb it down. It was killing pilots.
Yeah. It was too efficient. It was, oh man, it scared them. It actually scared the Navy guys. It scared the generals and the admirals. They were like, wait, what did we just make? No. No, we gotta reverse this. I don't know if tanks are going to be around that much longer, to be honest with you. I don't. Artillery and tanks are great for like shit what's going on with Russia, but if the United States get into a real war with things like the X-47 and the F-47 and some of the other stuff that they don't even hardly talk about that we know we have, the new rail guns, the new plasma cannons, I don't know if there'll be a need for us to put ground troops.
And then plus we got on top of that, we have the drones are like he just said
semi-autonomous.
It's another weapon. We've got the particle beam weapons. We've got tons of those. So I mean,
well, Elon's building 100,000 man robot army and going to equip them with lasers.
Oh shit!
Right? There you go. I mean, we don't have to put our own troops out there. Put Elon's guys out there with laser guns.
That's crazy what this world's coming to.
It's becoming the future.
Well, I'm happy they're ours. But
it's becoming the future. When I was a kid, they talked about all this stuff. Now it's here and causing issues.
All right, I'm going to ask you guys this question. What if they had the F-47 back in World War II with Japan?
We'd want it in about a matter of a week to months.
Yeah, think about how we had to send an aircraft carrier. We had to use Air Force bombers on a Navy aircraft carrier just to get them over there, which we knew weren't going to get back. We had to crash them in China to try to get the pilots back. Not today. F-47 cruise right over there, cruise right back, land somewhere on an island, somewhere, land on a carrier somewhere and refuel. They can be 1,000 miles away from Tokyo and fly over there and blow the living shit out of it. It's and it's going to get better fuel than that. That's what they were talking about. It's got an eco button, so it can go into cruise mode. So we have a supersonic jet that can go into cruise mode.
Well, like autopilot.
Cool. Your cruise mode, you get your car, you get the eco button, so your car gets better gas mileage.
Yeah,
they got this for the jet. The jet's got an eco boost. You put it in cruise mode, and it doesn't suck near as much fuel. It's still cruising like Mach 0.25, but it ain't burning as much fuel.
Yeah.
And then they did away with afterburner. So now they can kick a jet up faster than the afterburner without having an afterburner. And they invented that because afterburners give you away on radar because they glow so hot.
Yeah.
So the Navy came up and the military came up with a way to do away with that. The Russians and the Chinese are working on it. Russia don't sell China all its secrets. I don't think Putin in the long run. I think he likes having China at his back door to help him out in case he gets towards the United States. I don't think he trusts Xi Jinping all that much. She would love to have Russia. I mean, there's a lot of resources in Russia and very few people. There's a 1,400,000,000 people living in China in a country a little bit smaller than the continental USA.
Russia is the Canada of Asia. I mean, it's mostly vast, tundra and forest.
You got all that oil and fuel up there. They wouldn't have to buy oil from anybody anymore. They have all that rare earth stuff in there, man. They'd be in field day up there. No, Putin would nuke the shit out of them before he'd let them have it. Oh, yeah, you can bet your ass on that. And if he didn't, Europe would. Europe ain't going to let China have Russia. You got to be crazy. India wouldn't. There'd be a nasty war. You know what? There may be a World War III, but the United States may be able to stay out of it. It is possible for there to be a big nasty war and us not get in it.
That'd be crazy.
It just depends how it goes down. But you see, think of it this way: World War II taught the bad guys a lesson. Okay.
Yeah.
What did the emperor? What did the admiral say to the emperor? I fear we woke the sleeping dragon. When they bombed Pearl Harbor,
sleeping giant. Sleeping giant.
He said he feared he woke him, and
oh no, sleeping tiger.
Yeah, he said but anyway, he said he told the emperor he feared he woke him, and they were going to pay dearly for it, and of course they did. We fucking blew him up with 2 nuclear weapons. So he was right.
And if we invaded, if the Japanese had invaded, they would be facing a gun behind every blade of grass.
Yeah, there's no way Japan could have held the United States. It wasn't big enough. China could. Well, maybe.
I don't think so.
It's going to be hard to hold territory in the United States because there's just too many places to hide and too many people going to be shooting at you. But
yeah, like in Pennsylvania, man, you got zillions. You got a shitload of deer hunters out there with guns. I mean, that's where what.
But if you've ever watched Red Dawn, it's true. I mean, it'd be hard because the locals know their areas. They're going to have long range rifles because they hunt and stuff. They're going to know where to be at, where not to be at. And it's going to be easy to kill y'all.
They're going to know the pinch points and choke points where your troops are going to have to, go dangerously close together, and that's when they're going to, you don't fight somebody on their home territory. That's why you go across somewhere else. Yeah.
There's my boy Jay. Yeah, we talking about war in the United States, and Jay is talking. About time we woke your ass up. We woke your butt up, didn't we, when we mentioned war on the United States?
Well, because I know we're going to win it. Whatever, anybody that comes to America is not going to hold it. I mean, they might, take a big chunk out of it. They might, destroy New York. They might destroy Los Angeles. They might hurt us. Yeah, but once the initial impact is over, the rest of us are going to be grabbing our guns and heading towards the front.
Yep.
Oh no, there's a great video. There's a great video out there. Russia and China is invading. They're invading through right there on the East Coast, along the coast. They're invading, right? So you see him, the president's on the phone. He's getting all the military together, getting them sent down there. And they arrive, and you see a bunch of rednecks with beer cans sitting in their trucks saying, "Where y'all boys been, man? War's over."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about how it'd be, too. That's the sad part. You crazy-ass redneck. Could you imagine trying to track coon asses through a swamp? Jesus, man. They wouldn't even have to kill you. You'd be dying on your own. Christopher, that is actually a true story about the Japanese being eaten in the middle of the night. They were surrounded by troops. Yeah, the alligators ate them on the island. Yeah, they ate them. What happened was that somebody must have got cut or hurt, and the gator got hold to him. And then blood started going all over, and I guess it just caused a feeding frenzy amongst the gators. And well, it was a bunch of people pressed up against each other, There's a couple thousand people, and apparently there's a couple thousand gators. That's, the story's real. It's been verified, but well, I'd have climbed up in a fucking tree is what I'd have done. The gators had a lot to eat. You in a tree, they'd have left you alone. It's, well, gators aren't really the most aggressive. I mean, they can be, but they really aren't. They soon just leave you alone. You smack them in the nose, most of the time they'll leave you alone. Crocodile, you smack them in the nose, you just became fucking lunch.
Yep.
He's gonna be. Did you just hit me, human? Oh wait, watch this. As you try to escape. No, Jesse. Elon loves us. He is the modern day Mohammed. Yes.
Well, Miss says maybe people are throwing other people into the
Elon.
That's true. Well, Miss should know a lot about alligators living in Australia. There.
Well, down here, well, they got crocodiles down where she's at. But what we do is, we don't like somebody and you've had enough of them, you bump them off, you cut them into chunks, you go out to the bayou, you use them for crawfish and alligator bait. Man, a couple of alligators make short work of a human body in a matter of minutes. They'll take the skull and all, crunch it down, poop it out. You never even know there was a human there. Puff the hair here and there, but that's about it. And some birds will come to that and turn that into a nest out in the swamp somewhere. So, no evidence. Actually, it's funny. We were at a conference. I forget where we were. I think it was in D.C. And somebody got really nasty, really mean. And Jason turned around and told him, he said, "You do know Joe's killed people before, right? You understand that, right?" He said, "Do you know who you've been with?" And the guy's like, "What do you mean?" He said, "You do know he's killed people, right?" And he said, these days, if he just gets mad at somebody, he said, "I watch him do it, chop him up and fed him to his pet gator in his backyard." And the guy's eyes just got like, because Jason had this seriously straight face going on. I was like, "What's the matter, dude?" I said, "You're not being smart ass anymore." I didn't mean to offend, man. And then he just walked off. He just disappeared into the fucking crowd. Like, that shit was too funny though. But that became a thing. It got all over the circuit after a while. People would be like, "You really feed people in gators?" If I did, you think I would tell you?
Yeah, really.
It's not like we could find out for sure. I'm like, "You're an idiot. You're idiots." Well, that's that one idiot on Coast to Coast at night. I'm on Coast to Coast. We're talking. It was a good show. And a guy comes on. And he goes, you and Melinda Leslie were on here doing military abductions. And, Joe, we know the truth about you. Our research found out that you're in charge of all abductions in the United States and part of Europe. And I'm like, "Wow, am I?" And George said, "What?" And I was like, "George, I have no fucking idea what he's talking about." And the guy goes, "You would just say that because you'd have to say that because you couldn't admit that you were in charge of alien abduction." And I said, "What?" And he got all tongue twisted and shit. He said, "But I know. I've seen you there, standing there watching and being taken." He said, I was like, "Really?" I said, "Well, next time take a fucking picture because it lasts longer." And, and he said, "That's what you told me. Take a picture and it would last longer because I was staring at you." I thought George was going
to. Are you serious?
I'm serious, man.
Oh my God! Did they get people like that on Coast to Coast? I mean,
oh yeah, they get crazy all the time. Yeah, they get all kind of crazy people like that on Coast to Coast. So I'm like, "Okay, dude." I said, "I'm telling you, I'm not." And he said, "Oh, you'd say that. You have to say that." He said, "You weren't right to them two women and a guy. You tied them up and threw them in that box and left them there until the people came and picked them up and brought them home because you didn't want them roaming around while you were there. That's what you said anyway." I'm like, "Really?"
Oh my God.
I said, well, remind me next time to keep my fucking mouth shut. And look at my voice there next. He said, "Joe, this guy's on crack." I was like, so anyway, the show's over. We go do our stuff. I'm out in California lecturing. Oh, actually, yeah, I was out in California at the one out in the desert, the conference out in the desert. So I'm out there giving a lecture. It's a good lecture. It's about alien abduction, what you expect if you've been taken before you know that, before you've had contact that you understand. It takes a little while for some people to understand their context. So that's why we call them abductees, because they really don't actually know what's going on with them yet. So anyway, I'm out there giving this really good lecture. And right smack in the middle of it, this lady puts up her hand. Joe, why'd you take us all that night? I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, you're in charge of the military abductions. We were there. We seen you. I got my friend with me. He'll tell you we seen you. So now the audience is looking at me like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oops.
And I'm kidding. Like, they're like looking at me and I'm like, really? She said, yeah, and it was scary. She said, it was really scary. I thought y'all were going to kill us or do something worse. And then you told them, okay, well, you finished. And she said, well, take them home and drug them up so they don't remember. And that's all I remember. And I was like, Jesus. So then this lady puts up her hand in front of her. She goes, Mr. Joe, what is she talking about? So I have not fucking clue what she's talking about.
Mish wants to give you a list to people you can abduct and keep.
No, I'll send them back. We'll send them back reformed. How that?
Then Dolly says,
this is our magic probing stick. Just so y'all see. It's for probing. It makes you glow. So it glows blue out of your mouth while you're being probed. No, it don't go in your mouth, dummy. It goes in the other and it just goes
the other way.
Your mouth. Yeah. Well, look how long it takes. What do you think, man? It can exactly be a going thing here, man. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is not exactly short. This is can you imagine? That would hurt.
Oh man!
And then it's got these little nasty spiky things down here on the
smile so blue, only your mother will know.
Yes.
Oh my God! Here we go. X-rated shit. Yeah, it's getting close.
Anyway, ow, burns, man. Oh shit. Okay, put it back. Look, all I can tell y'all people is if you truly want to see a world that can thrive and survive and become something that we'd all be proud of, you're gonna have to fucking unite the planet.
So, gonna get rid of the liberals. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, that's a good start. But really and truly, you're gonna have to figure out how to do away with people like the Venezuelan president, the Cuban president, the Xi Jinpings and Putins of the world, even the Lazinskis of the world. Lazinski's no better than Putin is. He don't want to give up his power. He don't want this war to end. No, because once it's over, he's done. He's out. He's gone. Yeah, he's no longer president anymore. It's adios amigos. Go back to dancing, doing your dance and your little pink chiffon. It's look. So you got this guy dancing like this. He made president of the Ukraine. You got another guy dancing like that who's now mayor of New York, or will be mayor of New York. Look, so liberals prefer someone who can dance half naked to be their person that runs their world. I'm confused. No, Gene, I'm a centrist. People should be in the middle. The left and the right should always serve the center. That's the way it should be. The majority of people in the country are centrist. They're in the middle somewhere. Their views are more towards the middle than the left or the right. The middle should have the votes almost enough so that they need either the left or right to pass something. So when it's something that should be liberal and the group agrees, and they would get the liberals a vote and they would get it and the conservatives wouldn't. When they needed something from the conservatives, they'd do it the same way. But this way, the people would always be being served by the majority instead of by, oh, I think we should mutilate children. I mean, come on. Who does that kind of shit? You know, back in the 50s, they would have burnt you at the fucking cross for mutilating a child. I mean, what do you mean? Mutilate a child? If you're under the age of 18 and you're having any kind of trans surgery, you're mutilating a child. Because let me tell you something, asshole. You can't vote. You can't drink. You can't eat. You can't get an apartment. You can't buy a car. You can't scratch your nuts until you're 18 years old. So why should you be able to get trans surgery without your fucking parents' permission? Because you sure can't do anything else. You can't even fight and die for your damn country until you're 18 years old. What's that? Hey, Reese. Hey, Joe.
Joe Fox. How are
Actually, no, Reese, if you're 18, you can drink in the military. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, military believes if you're serving, you can't go out to clubs and drink, but you can drink in on base. Yeah. They believe that you should be allowed to drink.
Yeah, but dude, you know that's near beer on the EM
club.
It's
2-3, whatever they call it. 2-3, 1-2-3 beer, whatever it is. It's not as strong a beer, so you have to drink a lot more. You pee a lot more.
Dude, I got a story to tell you. Okay, we were in Gitmo for sea trials right after we got out of the docks, and they used to load us in cattle trucks, cattle trucks, take us over to the EM Club, and they would have beer there. And this is true. They would have formaldehyde in that beer. It was only Budweiser. You couldn't get nothing else. And they had formaldehyde in the beer.
Ew.
So, very first thing I did when I got to Tennessee was went and bought me 2 cases, one a black label and one a green label Jack Daniel. Brought them back to the base with me because a lot of places on the base you couldn't get hard liquor. They had one club on base. It was a pizza joint basically, and you could go play video and you could dance and stuff like that. They had hard liquor only on weekends. That's the only time you could get it. So, and where I was in Tennessee, you had to go to a liquor store just to buy liquor. And they had rules about selling it to militaries on certain days. Like during the week, they wouldn't sell it to you. Only on the weekends. So that's why when I got there.
States are still like that. You know,
well,
you can't buy beer on Sundays and
yeah. Well, my friend, this was just for military here. This was just rules that the military asked them because this was a military town.
Yeah.
The Millington, Tennessee base is friggin' huge. It's a training base and a tech base. And it's also got nuclear weapons there. It is a fucking monster-sized base. It's bigger than the town. I mean, you could actually put a town inside the bitch 3 or 4 times. And so the town did whatever they asked because every job there was pretty much related to the Navy base. And, it's always funny when you say Navy base and it's in the middle of the country completely landlocked. There wasn't even a fucking stream running through this bitch, man. I don't even think there's an underground.
Find out. Yeah, there's some landlocked Navy spots,
Yeah, it's no, Gene. I mean, there wasn't even a stream through there, man. Their water was pumped in by the pipe, buddy.
Yeah,
it's kind of like it was kind of funny. Now they had military, they had air base, because Navy has its own air force, so there's air stuff all over the place. But well, most people didn't know that the Navy stores. Well, they're not Tridents anymore. They're a different kind of missile. They have what they call them stored silos. They do this.
Is it Polaris now, or was it Polaris?
I don't know what it is. It's I like a Polaris 2 or something. I'd have to look it up to be totally honest. Because they change every so often. And
yeah, that's true.
So the Navy did this sneaky trick against the Russians in the treaty. So you can only carry X amount on ships and planes and boats to start off with. So the Navy decided that it would build silos to store the missiles in until they were put into a submarine. Active firing silos. But since they were listed as storage facilities for the Navy submarine weapons, they couldn't count it as active missiles. And there was about 1,100 of them. Big, nasty missiles. We found out by accident. I told you a story about being drunk when the thing opened up and they took us downstairs. We found out I would have never known it was there. If it wouldn't have been for that one night being drunk, walking around in the middle of fucking nowhere in the middle of the morning. Shit happened. Maybe it happened for a reason. I'll tell you one thing. It was the first time I really realized what size underground facilities this country actually has. I mean, standing in the middle of that thing downstairs when it was 1, 2. So what is the average width of a lane? Like 10 feet?
Oh, a traffic car lane?
Yeah,
I'd say probably 11, 12 feet, somewhere around that.
12 will work. So it would be 12, 24, 36, 48. So it was about 72 wide. Probably at least that tall, and you could not see the end because you were standing in a 4-way connector. You could not see the end, east, west, north, or south. You couldn't see the end of it. Average human can see 10 to 14 miles, and there was no end.
Yeah, 10 to 12 feet. Yeah, that's what the Google says.
Yeah, that makes sense because most cars are about 8 foot wide, so 8 or 9. It's Now, Jimmy, was a crazy underground facility. I thought for sure we were all going to be in deep shit because, none of us had clearance back then. I mean, we were in tech school. We weren't doing anything yet. We hadn't even picked out our MOSs yet. I was just in tech school for advanced electronics. I was like, it's hard to explain. So I joined Special Forces in boot camp, and I did 40, 12, 16, 20, 20, 20, about 36, 38 weeks coming out of boot camp and training. And then I went to Paris Island with the Marines and trained for about 6 months. And then they sent me, I got a break and they sent me to tech school in Memphis. I mean, not in Memphis. Yeah, well, in Millington, Tennessee, which is out in between Memphis and Nashville. So I went there for tech school and I was in there going to tech. When I finished my basic course, they pulled me out for a training mission and they put me back. And when I finished my advanced courses, they took me out for real missions. And wow, that's 5 or 6 missions, I think. And then they give you a break. So for my break, they put me back because I was supposed to be going to Nimitz anyway. So they sent me to Nimitz to work as a shooter, which is the guy launching the jets. And for some reason, they hadn't even had me listed as an advanced electronics tech yet. So I was out there doing that. That's what I was doing. For us, it was kind of like a vacation from. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's a really dangerous job shooting planes off the deck. I ain't gonna lie to you, but still, it's not as dangerous as what we were doing. It was spooky shit, and then I just fucked up in reverse. I got out there one day. I was doing my job, launching jets, keeping my crew safe. Had a problem with the missile electronics. I went over and fixed it in about 5 minutes. The crew couldn't even get the damn thing to come on. It took me 5 minutes to fix it. And then so my commanding officer noticed it and he was like, well, that's pretty good. And he told me about a problem on the bridge with one of the advanced radar systems, one of the AGA systems, actually. And he goes, Joe, this thing, he told me how it would do it. And he said it would seem like it would be fixed and all of a sudden it would start acting squirrely. I said, well, when did it do it? And she would tell me, and I got to thinking, it sounds like maybe when the shift is certain speeds or something's going on, certain vibrations. So I had to go make sure all the radar system was off because I don't want to kill myself or anybody else in their tower. Went in, took my thing, put it on when you can check the density of a line, shot it through, and I realized something's not right. So I took my finger, started running along the lines, and I felt just barely a nick in one of the it was like a 14, maybe a 12 gauge wire. It was just just enough that every now and then when the wire harness would push against the rest of the wires, it would push it up hard enough against the metal lining inside the radar chamber that it would make it short and it would quit working. And if it shorted too much, it would reboot the system. So you could be in the middle of a combat simulation and the fucking thing would reboot the entire AGA system.
That's not good.
Nope.
So I go, I find it. This was so fucking funny because he's sitting in his chair. The captain's wherever he probably sleeping or something. He's sitting in his chair, and I look over at him, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna test this." He said, "What do you mean you're gonna test?" I'm gonna test it. And I talked to the guy. I said, "Come over here and put this panel right here for me. I need you to hold it till I put these clips on so we can test this. So we don't, because radiation kills you people. It's not radiation. It's microwave is what it is. Well, I guess which is radiation too. But anyway, we turn it on. It's running. So I walk up and I kick the living shit out of it. And he looked at me like, "Have you lost your fucking mind? Do you fucking know how much that thing you get?" I kicked it again. And he's like, "Well," I said, "they cannot be this delicate. This is a combat weapon." I said, "You're telling me we're on one of the biggest aircraft ever built, and we got to worry about if we hit a fucking wave, it's not going to work? We're going to fucking die, man." Yeah. He starts laughing. And the other guy's like, first off, the guy couldn't believe I was talking to the fucking the commander like that. And it was like, I said, "Well, it's working." And he said, "Joe," he said, "do you know how many techs have looked at this thing?" He said, "Do you realize?" He said, "We were in port in Norfolk and in California and in fucking Hawaii, and they still couldn't figure it out. And you're telling me some fucking shooter off the fucking flight line came up here and fixed it in 5 minutes." He said, "You better fucking be right about this." And it's running. So about a week goes by. It's running perfect, man. It took him a little while for they called me up to talk to me about a promotion, but it was just, I remember I bumped into him on the way to mess. I said, "Still working, huh?" I'm what? I said, "Still working, Commander." Right? He's like, he looked at me kind of groaned. "Yeah, it's still working." It's like, but yeah, I mean, they offered me lieutenant. Actually, in the beginning, they offered me lieutenant junior grade, and that took all about 9 months to get promoted to full lieutenant because of the places I was going. And then they did all that clearance stuff, and I got all of that stuff. And right when I finally got all it done and everything was done and over, and I was running back and forth between Old Salty and the flight deck and the conning tower, I was out of time. I'd been in 9 years. Everything was up. I got my advance pays and all were done. They came in and offered me a big bonus, and I said, you know what, guys, I really love you, but fuck you, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll still take the bonus though. So can I have that?
I said, I'm tired of seeing waves, my friend. Goodbye.
Yes. I know the feeling.
It was like I could have been a lifer, but if you didn't have to be, see, that's the only downside to the Navy. If the Navy would let you do like, okay, let me do 3-4 years at sea, maybe 5, and then let me come home on land, because the Navy's got a lot of fucking bases, that you on land. So I mean, they should let you rotate around. That way, everybody gets experience, and you don't get burnt out. I mean, some old sailors want to be out there. I mean, I met a lot of sailors who that's where they want to be. They want to be out there in the middle of the fucking ocean, floating around like a bunch of idiots. What do you mean? What's a shellback?
I'm a shellback. You cross the international. What is it? The equator. Yep, I'm a shellback. Yeah, I was the polywog.
Not many. Not many Navy guys.
Got my ass kicked. Oh my God! We'll have a show on shellbacks.
Yeah,
but
it was
a terrible. They cut hoses, fire hoses.
So this tells you how lucky I was. So I told you I got promoted, right? So they were spray painting everybody pink.
Oh no, you can't. Everybody went through it, Joe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody went through it. So he comes up, and the guy got the candies, get ready to spray me. He says, "Didn't you just get promoted to lieutenant?" I said, "Yes, I did." He said, "Son of a bitch." I said, "Here, just spray my hands." He said, all that.
Oh my God! Oh God! Yeah,
it was too fucking much. I was kill his ass.
I was a wog dog, man. I was a wog dog, and my handler, I had a lot of wog dog fights. Oh my God! Yeah, they were terrible, and they would whip my ass with fire hoses, dude. No shit. And they soak them in water. Oh, it was terrible, dude. Oh my God! But it was fun.
Oh no, they were dicks. But then after the first trip, you were the guy doing it. Yeah.
Yes, right.
It's just part. It's just part of being part of that crew and crossing that equator. Well, not everybody experiences. Not all ships cross the equator. Believe it or not, some of them don't.
Nope. But you know what? If you had the choice of not participating, so if you did not participate in it, they threw you in the brig until that day was over. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, because a lot of people, because it was kind of mean-spirited fun, but still, I mean, it was one day. It wasn't even a whole day, but I mean, it was a day, and they let you get fucked up afterwards. So it wasn't horrible, and it gave everybody a lot to talk about. You've seen how stupid such and such was, and it was something to joke around on the ship about. If you didn't, you were an outsider now. You know, people weren't going to treat you the same. They're not going to feel like you're the guy that's going to save their ass when the bomb blows up in front of their fucking
That's
face.
true. That is so true.
Then it's part of being part of the team. I didn't like it. But and I walked around for like 6 days, pink strip going across front of my fucking face. It kept making me want to go cross-eyed. It sucked.
Oh yeah. And then you went to the Royal Baby, who was the fattest guy on the ship, and he would put peanut butter, grease, oil, you name it. He'd put on his belly, and he'd shove a cherry in his belly button, and you had to go in and get it. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like no way, man.
Oh yeah.
If you want to play with the nuclear buttons, Jay, that's what you got to do, man.
And Jay, real quick, before we go, you had to crawl through about a week's worth of garbage. Oh yeah, I'm talking.
They put them stupid. It was like these rice things and these little pebbles all up and down the deck and made you crawl from one end of the deck.
Oh my God!
I walked for like fucking 3 days, man. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, your knees were done. Your knees were done.
He calls me up that morning. He says, "Where you at?" I said, "We're off today, right?" He said, "No, you better get your ass up here." So I go up to the bridge. I'm like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Joe, you're on duty today." I said, "No, I'm not." I said, "It was whatever." I said, "The guys that are participating the next day off." He said, "No, Joe, you're an officer now, asshole. You're not enlisted. Get your ass to fucking work." I was like, "Excuse me?" I wanted it. It's a good thing he's the commander. I'd have bitch slapped his ass. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, right.
I tell you what, though, when the captain calls you and you always get nervous. You're kind of like,
you know it. You know it. I was more afraid of my master chief of the command than I was the captain.
Yeah, because that's who did the discipline most of the time. I mean, if you were enlisted, that's who was going to get your discipline from.
Yeah.
And and I was enlisted the first time I went in front of the captain. I was like, I guess he just wanted to see who the commander was trying to skip 4 ranks to make a lieutenant JG. Jimmy JG just means junior grade. That's all. Means you wasn't a full lieutenant.
No, no.
It was a baby
But,
lieutenant.
is it time for us to go, Joe? It's
we can go. We can go about 4 or 5 more minutes because he starts at 10 after.
Okay.
But
all right.
Yeah, but no.
Those were the days.
Well, we got a show. We got a show coming on. Well, we start a half an hour earlier now, so we get more time. But what is that, Christopher? How many topics we talked about tonight? 47. You smoking weed, buddy?
Yeah,
You've been to 47 times, maybe 15 or 20.
Oh yeah.
Jay's doomsday topics do not count anyway. That's just part of the show theme.
Those are strictly for Sean's entertainment value.
That's right. That's
anyway.
just part of the theme.
It is. Honest to God, it is.
Yes, it's part of the theme. That's just how that works. Sherry Lynn Marshall, where are you at? St. Petersburg, Florida. Yeah, I've been there many times. One of the most haunted cities in the fucking country.
Yes, it is.
It's
so where else down there? St. Augustine.
Oh, St. Augustine is insane.
Very.
St. Augustine still got them streets with the real high walls on the side where you used to funnel the enemies in so you could shoot them with your little pocket gun, pop gun.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about, Frank? No, I wanted some Brooklyn pizza tonight, and they got a really good Brooklyn pizzeria here. But the son of a bitch is want to charge you like $10 just to deliver it plus the tips. So it costs you like $15 plus the price of the pizza, which is like $20. So I'm like, no, screw you.
Make your own, Joe.
Well, I'm going to this weekend, but this week coming. But I got a Papa John's. Look, Papa John, you suck. Jay said get Papa John. Yeah, I don't listen, Jay. Papa John sucks.
Go to Little Caesars. It's $5, $6, and $7. They got 3 different levels of pizza you can pay for.
Chris, I'll pay good money for if it's a good pizza. I'll pay good money for a good pizza. It's got to be a good pizza. So like Fat Boys has a 20-inch pizza, which is like $19, $17 for pepperoni. It's a good pizza, Brooklyn style pizza. But they have the 36-inch, which is like this. It's 3 foot.
Arturo's has a 32-inch square and a 36-inch circular pizza. It's awesome.
Yeah. So this is a 36-inch. You gotta open both the doors to get it out. And in the Camry, I used to have to put up the passenger seat all the way up and then lay it over so I could put the box and seat. And even had to pull up the driver's seat to get the fucking thing in the back of my car to get it home. It's a good pizza. Well, they got the thing if you eat. They got a 2-foot pizza. If you eat it in 2 minutes, you get to eat free for the year.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
How long?
2 minutes.
That's bullshit.
Wow. 2 minutes. It's this long. Y'all can see, and it's
you can't
this
do
wide.
that in 2 minutes.
Guy did it in 26 seconds.
Jeez.
That's the record. I don't know.
Do a Big Mac that fast.
I was like, there's no fun. I'm like 2 minutes. I could probably eat it in 2 minutes. I'd be gagging, puking, and everything else, but I could probably eat it in 2 minutes. But 26 seconds. How the hell you did that? What did you roll up half and just shove it down your throat and swallow?
Seriously, man. Oh God, that'd be
maybe you know what? Maybe it was Lucy Lovelace. Ooh, that would explain in 26 seconds. Oh yeah, that would explain it. For anybody out there that don't know who we're talking about, don't even look it up. You don't want to know. Ladies, especially you.
I know her. Linda Lovelace, buddy.
Linda Lovelace.
Linda Lovelace.
Yes. Oh, I called her.
All right, gentlemen. I must have been
here. I must have been having chances of
I gotta get to. I gotta work tomorrow.
All right, guys, y'all get out of here. We're gonna go. Y'all go check out Sean Hasler. He's on right now. Y'all go see what he's up to. Go give him some shit. Say JJ and Jay told him to come give him some shit. No, Sean has a J name. Yes, we keep it hidden. Yes.
Yeah.
So it could be the triple J. So that way, when we bring on a female, she'll have to be Jane and be the quad J.
Yeah, he's doing a show on the shadow biome.
Whatever that is.
So his real name is, y'all ready? It's Jack Dexter Santa Claus Kelly.
That's me.
That's the man. That don't fuck with the man. On that note, we got to go and thank everyone for tuning into United Trump Link Radio and the chat.
Good night,
I
everybody.
hope y'all enjoyed the show. Any moans, glitches, gripes, or complaints, please write to Michelle DeRoche. She says if you send her a really good mean letter, she will send you back a stamped envelope with a kiss on it.
Oh my God. Oh,
Yes.
Lord.
I wouldn't trust her, guys. She's a voodoo queen, so that might be something that
See you, Miss.
I
See
just
you,
be
Sally.
careful. On that note, good night, everybody.